I already threw his stupid kid back. Lan Xuanyu looked at her like she was the dumbest person alive. Are you seriously playing the victim right now? That is a three-eyed demon ape. Look at the absolute unit on that thing. It is easily rocking 1,000-year cultivation. That freak of nature is the absolute boss of this zone. Suddenly, the hair on the back of his neck stood up. Without thinking, he closed the gap and violently shoulder-checked Ye Tong, catching her off guard. What is your problem? She shrieked, but Lan Xuanyu tackled her straight into the dirt, barely dodging a devastating swipe from the ape. They both gasped for air, hearts hammering as they hit their feet. In that life-or-death split second, he screamed at the top of his lungs, "Split up and run." Flexing his frost energy to the max, he blasted a massive ice spike right at the ape's stupid face. The demonic beast roared in absolute fury after the direct hit. Ye Tong froze, totally mind-blown by his insane stunt. Was this crazy guy seriously taking the aggro all by himself? She screamed after him in pure panic. Are you insane? Back in the real world, the monitors lit up with his legendary play. Staring death in the face, this kid actually chose to tank for his teammate. Meanwhile, Lan Xuanyu gritted his teeth and ran like his life depended on it. He parkoured through the canopy like a hyperactive ninja, but the monster was closing the distance fast. In a flash of terrifying speed, the ape was literally breathing down his neck. Lan Xuanyu ducked hard, manifesting a slick path of frost energy. He surfed the icy trail like the Monkey King on his magic cloud, sliding desperately across the forest floor. But out of nowhere, a massive hairy fist obliterated his ice path into dust. Muzhong Tian was gripping his console, absolutely sweating bullets. The kid's survival skills were off the charts, but his opponent was a three-eyed demon ape. Could he pull off the ultimate escape? Truth bomb, Lan Xuanyu's spirit power was at 0%. Sprinting like a maniac had completely drained his tank. The demon ape had finally had enough of this game of tag. The beast popped its ultimate innate ability, launching a brutal mental shockwave. That terrifying roar totally stun-locked our boy in his tracks. In the control room, the instructor lost his mind. Oh crap, this is bad. Lan Xuanyu grabbed his head, screaming as the psychic blast yeeted him dozens of meters away. Muzhong Tian was completely freaking out. I pushed him too far. Hurry it up. He mashed the emergency buttons, screaming his orders. Pull Lan Xuanyu out of the simulation right freaking now. The massive ape raised its fist, ready to deliver the final, brutal blow to the kid. But at that exact second, a blinding light erupted from Lan Xuanyu's arm. The bloodthirsty monster gnashed its teeth and smashed its fist down with earth-shattering force. But against all odds, the crazy ape totally missed. Hitting nothing but dirt, the 1,000-year beast suddenly looked paralyzed with absolute terror. The terrifying boss monster instantly noped out of there, fleeing like a scared rat. At the same moment, Lan Xuanyu's body glitched and materialized back in the real world. Bursting into the hall, a panicked Muzhong Tian was screaming his lungs out. Get a healing-type spirit master over here right now. His voice shook as he barked orders. I do not care what it costs, get the absolute best healer in Ziluo City on the line. Hearing the news, his parents absolutely lost it and sprinted to the scene. Cut to the intensive care unit at Ziluo City Hospital. The room was dead silent, only the rhythmic beeping of his heart monitor echoing in the dark. Lan Xuanyu lay completely motionless, wired up to a bunch of monitoring machines like some broken doll in a display case. Outside, his parents were basically losing their minds waiting for news. Suddenly, the sick room's light flashed a harsh red. They jumped, heads snapping up in pure panic. As the doc walked out, they rushed him, desperate for answers. The doctor frowned, his voice super grim. Look, it is complicated, way beyond our predictions. Your son's brain, it did not take a single hit of physical damage, but his consciousness just straight up sank into a deep coma. Cheng froze, totally paralyzed by the words. What? You mean he is a vegetable? Seeing them completely shattered, the doc dropped the harsh truth. Yeah, pretty much. If he wakes up, he will be totally fine, but that is a big if. Right now, we can only bet on his own sheer willpower to snap out of it. Muzhong Tian sighed, watching them in dead silence as guilt ate him alive. Man, he was such a god-tier kid. And just because I screwed up, he is stuck in this nightmare coma. I can never forgive myself for this trash mistake. Tianlu Academy is going to tank all of Lan Xuanyu's medical bills, obviously. Muzhong Tian was also facing some insanely brutal punishment. Fast forward 3 days. Ye Tong showed up to visit, looking completely weighed down. Seeing Lan Xuanyu knocked out on that bed, she just broke down. Choking on her tears, Ye Tong spilled her massive regrets. If you had not been there, that three-eyed demon ape would have definitely slaughtered me instead. She dropped her head, sobbing uncontrollably in pure agony. You are messed up like this just to save my life. Heartbroken, she whispered 2 sincere words. I am sorry. Honestly, The high-energy elite class roster was already out. Yiling Tong was the only one who made the cut, while Lan Xuanyu got locked in as a forever drafted student. The second he wakes up, he can swagger right into the class. Meanwhile, deep inside Lan Xuanyu's subconscious, a crazy light started flickering. It revealed this insanely epic battlefield. Divine beasts and immortal cultivators were going totally savage on each other in a war of the gods. Out of nowhere, a magical crimson beam ripped right through both colliding forces. It carved out a devastatingly fierce trail of light. That red flash did not hesitate, violently blocking both sides and forcing them to back off. Back in the real world, Lan Xuanyu started shivering in pain. Cheng saw her kid thrashing and sprinted out, screaming for help. The doc charged in, barking orders to prep the defibrillator and lock onto his brainwaves. Sweating bullets, he shouted a warning. "Keep your eyes peeled for deadly spikes right now." The doc frantically jammed a sedative shot into his line. His heart rate is off the charts. Push the stabilizers. Once the chaos dialed down, he let out a huge breath. Awesome. His vitals are stabilized. Just keep monitoring him. At that exact same second, over at the Tianlu City Stadium, a totally hyped event was blowing up. The fangirls were losing their absolute minds, screaming nonstop. Tang Lei, Mom, get over here and check out your future son-in-law. The second he hit the stage, the girls went absolutely ballistic. We are obsessed with you, Tang Li. Seriously, the guy is way too handsome. Oh my god, he is actually glowing. Soaking up all that insane hype, Tang Li started singing his biggest hit, dripping with some heavy, soul-crushing nostalgia. Her shadow faded into a blur ages ago, but even after surviving 10,000 cycles of reincarnation, her voice still rings in my ears like it was yesterday. The scent of her breath, sweet as a wild orchid, keeps haunting me. Her hands were so delicate, just perfectly slender. Wherever she was, that was my true sanctuary. See, a human life is split into 3 distinct phases. One is for survival, one is for this messed up world, and the last is buried deep in your heart. Her final phase is still trapped there, permanently burned into the core of my soul. 1 life, 3 phases. When am I ever going to figure this out? As long as I am still kicking, she stays right here. 1 life, 3 phases. When will my memories finally be wiped clean? I just pray the universe drops a spotlight to show me the way. Honestly, I do not care if it is heaven or the abyss. I do not care if it is high in the sky or buried in the dirt. I just want to replay this 1 life and its 3 phases. Our 2 lives, 6 phases, melting perfectly into a single lifetime. But suddenly, a super weird vibe pinged his radar. Tang Li choked on his own lyrics, the words dying in his throat. Take me there. Dead silence hit the stadium. The crowd started losing their minds. Wait, why did Tang Li just stop? What the heck is going on? Did the speakers just glitch or what? He casually bowed to the confused mob. Sorry, everyone, my bad. Tang Li hesitated for a split second before dropping a total bomb. I have got to bounce for a second. Boom. As soon as the words left his mouth, he literally vanished. The whole stadium was left totally speechless. A second later, absolute chaos erupted. Wait, he just dipped? What is happening? Did Tang Li seriously just ditch us like that? He ghosted right off the stage. Is this some wild stunt pulled by the staff? Nobody ever said anything about a magic act happening tonight. Right on cue, La Qingling scrambled to do some massive damage control. Chill out, guys. Everyone, please, settle down. She tried to calm them, hoping to stop a full-blown riot. This is just a sick surprise Tang Li cooked up for you. An exclusive 100K-Year Planet special. The crowd flipped from angry to super hyped in seconds. A surprise? What kind of surprise? Man, nothing like this has ever happened before. Hearing that, everyone got insanely pumped, just buzzing with anticipation. Oh man, I cannot wait. Meanwhile, totally off the grid at Huishan Hospital in Zulu City, Cheng was passed out while standing guard. Tang Li just materialized right beside Lan Xuanyu's hospital bed. He stared down, hit by a massive wave of déjà vu. It felt like some weird cosmic force had dragged him straight to this spot. Staring at the kid, Tang Li thought, who the heck is this boy? He looks insanely familiar, even though I swear we have never met. Getting a bad vibe? He muttered with real concern. This kid looks seriously messed up. Without missing a beat, Tang Li slammed his palm onto the boy's forehead. Instantly, his senses picked up on the real problem. Tang Li slowly slid his hand down to the kid's stomach. He could feel a wild, magical vortex spinning inside. Those freaky runic patterns started shifting colors, leaving him totally stunned. It was like everything suddenly clicked, and his eyes shot wide open. Right then, the weird tattoos on the boy's body started fading out ridiculously fast. The kid finally shifted back to his normal, non-freaky self. Tang Li just stood there in silence, processing the madness. Then, he gently funneled his energy straight into the boy. Right on cue, invisible tree roots sprouted out of Tang Li's hand. He stared in shock as the roots dissolved into thin air. A second later, Tang Lei felt their energies fusing together like puzzle pieces. He just stood there frozen, raising an eyebrow in total shock for a full minute. Shaking it off, Tang Lei focused on reviving Lan Xuanyu's health. Back in the VIP lounge, Le Qingling was pacing like a caged tiger. Oh my god, has he lost his freaking mind? Where did he even run off to? He just ditched 20,000 hardcore fans. I literally lied about a surprise just to keep them from rioting. Panicking, she screamed into her comms. It has been half an hour. If you do not get back here, they will tear the stadium down. I do not care how you flew off. Fly back right now. Move it. Over the link, Tang Li let out a chill sigh, like a weight had lifted. Yeah, I know. Le Qingling gasped, her stress finally melting away. Thank God I finally got a hold of this crazy guy. Still paranoid, she peeked out the door. Man, I do not even want to know how toxic it is out there. The mob was totally losing their patience, yelling out seriously. How much longer do we have to wait for this? Yo, management better explain this garbage right now. Where's young Master Li? The crowd was absolutely losing it, totally ready to riot. If he does not show his face this second, we want full refunds. Refunds now. The entire arena started chanting like a wild mob. Yeah, give us our money back, times 10 for the disrespect. Are you clowns just messing with us? Backstage, Le Qingling was about to have a total mental breakdown. How was she supposed to clean up this disaster? Was their entire legendary career seriously going down the drain tonight? But just as things hit rock bottom, Tang Li's voice floated out, humming a soul-piercing melody. Time is the anchor of our history, he sang, staring into tomorrow. To protect time is to protect our future. Guarding its flow rips away the fog of destiny. The rioting fans completely froze, absolutely shook. No way, someone gasped in shock. That insane vocal control. It is young Master Li. He kept flowing with that hypnotic rhythm, chasing shadows of the past. But what he was really searching for was his own shattered soul. In a heartbeat, lifetimes of hidden agony just poured right out of him. It was this crazy familiar vibe, a calling from the absolute void. It dragged him out of the dark to find hope. But getting close was terrifying. He wanted to reach out, but was scared it would just vanish. That creeping hope brought a rush of euphoria and a glimpse of tomorrow. A single second supercharged his soul. Finally, my hope is here, his voice echoed. Maybe I do not have to wander through this eternal nightmare anymore. The moment he hit the lights, the fans went totally nuts. Young Master Li was back. He dropped a heavy beat, crying out, I am too scared to touch this fragile dream. Terrified it will turn to dust, just a spark lost in time. Please, come walk this epic path with me. Do not leave me in the dark. I would rather stay forever than open this terrifying box, the ultimate hope of time. Tell me, why does it have to be this way? Why does this memory feel like it is from 1,000 years ago? Tang Li's aura exploded, lighting up the arena with insane spiritual energy. Then he bowed, totally chill, apologizing for the long wait. My bad. I just got hit by some really heavy feelings. Tang Li said smoothly, hyping up his secret project. I am dropping a fresh track tonight. It is called Guarding Time, Guarding You, and it is dedicated to all of you. The crowd was stunned, minds completely blown. A surprise drop? Without another word, he hit his legendary move and finished the set. That is all for tonight, guys. I hope everyone finds the strength to guard their own timeline and protect the people who actually matter. The stadium was basically worshipping him. Holy crap, an unreleased track? This guy is on another level. Young Master Li just debuted it right here in our city. It was a massive flex, and honestly, the hometown pride was going through the roof. Young Master Li, fans were screaming like absolute lunatics. We will protect you forever. We will guard your time until the very end. They were all hooked on that insane moment. Le Qingling stood there, mind totally blown. Did this dude really just freestyle a legendary anthem on the fly? Was his little disappearing act just a cover to write a hit? He used a new song to flip the entire crisis around. She could not even hide her respect anymore. It was unreal, but hey, that is just the undeniable magic of Tang Li for you. Meanwhile, chilling in his private room, he was stressing over a mystery. Who was that random kid? How could he feel the boy's massive despair from halfway across the planet? It was weird. Why did it feel like a signal dragging him there? Was he secretly tied to this kid by some destiny? Tang Li groaned, rubbing his head as the migraine hit. It made no sense, and his amnesiac brain was drawing a blank. But the urge was super intense. He had to see that kid. Next morning at the hospital, Xuanyu finally woke up from his coma. His parents and the doctor just stared like they had seen a ghost. With his stomach growling, the kid mumbled, Mom, I am starving. By day 2, Xuanyu was wide awake. After a million tests, the doctors confirmed his physical body was doing just fine. No damage, no weird spiritual backlash. The boy was basically invincible, so they moved him out of intensive care to a regular room. 3 days later, his energy was fully recharged, and they were already signing the papers to get him out. A nurse walked in with a sleek little package for his mom. "Miss Nan, I think this priority delivery is for you." Nan Cheng was confused, checking the label. It was for Xuanyu in the critical care ward. She ripped it open and found 3 insanely expensive VIP tickets inside. The nurse practically screamed, "No way." "Oh my god, those are exclusive VIP passes for young Master Li's tour." The nurse was totally fangirling, losing her mind. "Holy crap, and they are front row seats, too." "Miss Nan, how did you get these?" "The whole show sold out in seconds, months ago." "Do you know how hard fans fought to get these exact seats?" Holding the passes, Nan Cheng stared at them like they were magic. She could not believe her own eyes. Top-tier VIP passes to see the legendary Tang Li in person. This was her wildest dream coming true. Thinking hard, she muttered, "Who even sent these?" The nurse just shrugged with good vibes. "No sender on the tag. It is a totally anonymous gift. But whoever blessed you with these, it is a massive win." Nan Cheng kept guessing. Maybe the Academy sent them as an apology, she thought. With her son back and a chance to see her idol live, the dark cloud over Nan Cheng's soul finally vanished for good. On the night of the gig at the arena, she was totally overwhelmed. Holy hell, this place is packed with thousands of fans. Looking at a line that went forever, Lan Xiao started groaning. "Are we going to be waiting here all night?" Nan Cheng sighed. "No way around it, babe. It is Tang Li." Obviously, the hype is insane, but then she looked around, getting confused. "Wait, is everyone else holding the wrong tickets? Why do theirs look totally different from our fancy ones?" Right on cue, a fancy guard walked up. "Your passes do not belong in this brutal line. Those are Supreme VIP tier. You have your own private entrance. No waiting required." Nan Cheng was stunned, her brain totally glitching out. The staffer just smiled and gestured forward. "Please let me escort your family through the elite channel." The crowd was seething with jealousy. "Bro, are you kidding? That random family got VIP tier. You cannot even buy those with a mountain of cash." Stepping inside, she nearly fainted from the hype. They were in the second row. This was insane. She was about to see Tang Li's god-tier presence up close. The show finally ignited. On stage, Tang Li unleashed a crystal-clear voice full of ancient sorrow. "Her shadow has turned to dust," he sang, after surviving 10,000 brutal cycles of rebirth. Her voice was pure magic, echoing through my mind an infinite amount of times. Her third life is still stuck here, burning an untouchable, fiery mark into the deepest part of my soul. As long as I am breathing, her spirit stays alive. My own memories? They have been totally wiped clean, but my rebel heart won't stop searching for a trace. One life, 3 versions. When will this cursed cycle finally hit reset? When will this cosmic loop dump the pain so I can start over? Nan Cheng flinched hard, her face instantly heating up as she muttered, "Am I actually hallucinating right now?" It low-key felt like young Master Lei just looked straight at her. The moment that epic track ended, a literal earthquake of screaming fans almost brought the whole stadium down. Visibly shaken, Tang Lei poured his entire heart out to the wild crowd. "I appreciate the massive love, guys. But tonight, I only have the energy to play Remembrance once. For my next move, I am dropping Guarding Time, guarding you for all of you. And honestly, I want to pull one lucky fan up here to sing it with me." The entire stadium absolutely exploded into a chaotic, mind-blowing frenzy. "Yo, are you kidding? Sharing a stage with Lord Lei? Since when did our cold, untouchable superstar decide to play nice with the mortals? This new stunt is absolutely insane." The crowd totally lost it, screaming, "Pick me, pick me." Meanwhile, backstage, Boss Xuan was throwing a massive fit. Like, seriously? You guys drop a bombshell like this and don't even give me a heads up first? We could have milked this hype for everything it is worth. Next time you pull something like this, keep me in the loop. Qingling just gave him a look and scoffed. "Boss, what if I told you I am just as confused? This was Lord Lei going totally rogue on us. Would you even believe me?" Suddenly, the stadium erupted again. Holy crap, Lord Lei is actually stepping off the stage. Is he really about to drag some random fan up there to sing along? Seeing that intense aura heading her way, Nan Cheng froze. Her heart was practically pounding right out of her chest. No way, no freaking way. Is he actually walking toward me? She was totally losing her cool as his footsteps closed the gap. Oh my god, she wasn't dreaming. He was dead set on her. The whole crowd was shoving, dying to know who the lucky one was. Tang Lei reached out, looking way too smooth, and asked, "Care to join me up there for a song?" He looked like a literal angel glowing in the dark as he held out his hand. But talk about an epic fail. Nan Cheng realized he wasn't even looking at her. Tang Lei was pointing straight at Lan Xuanyu. Cutting through the hype, his deep voice echoed, "Hey kid, want to come up and sing?" Lan Xuanyu was so shook he couldn't say a word. A second later, he pulled the ultimate wingman move and pointed right at his mom. You should pick my mom, mister. She's your biggest fangirl. Nan Cheng was secretly dying of happiness. That is my boy, totally worth the trouble of raising him. But Tang Lei totally shot that down, refusing to back off. No can do, little guy. I only want you up there with me. Deal? Hearing that, Nan Cheng instantly deflated like a popped balloon. Lan Xuanyu stayed quiet for a second, then the superstar just swooped in and grabbed him. They just stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. And then, Tang Lei actually cracked a tiny smile. Nan Cheng gasped, completely losing her mind. Did he just smile? It was the first time the icy Lord Lei had ever shown real emotion. Holding the kid, he strutted back to the stage like a boss, in front of everyone. The stadium went absolutely wild. Wait, the lucky guest is just a kid? Man, Lord Lei actually played it smart. If he picked some random fangirl, there would have been a full riot. That kid is ridiculously cute, though. Is it just me, or do they actually look alike? Ignoring the gossip, Tang Lei closed his eyes and started humming a beautiful melody. Gazing into the abyss of time, you only find the reflection of your own broken soul. Years vanish in a heartbeat, leaving behind a crushing sorrow that words can't even touch. Hope sneaks up on you when you least expect it. An unnamed echo bleeding through the fabric of time. Right at that epic lyric, the fans started screaming, "Holy crap, Lord Lei is smiling again. It is too bright. That smile is literally warming my soul. Oh my god, I'm going to faint." He kept owning the stage, his voice vibrating through the arena. My hope has finally arrived. Maybe this endless nightmare is finally over. But I am terrified to reach out, afraid this illusion will shatter. Oh. Spark of hope lost in the timeline. Please stay by my side. Do not leave me in the dark again. Why does this fading hope feel like an echo from long ago? Tang Lei totally melted everyone by pressing a gentle kiss to the boy's forehead. He hit the final note with a vow, I will guard the timeline, and I will guard you. The whole stadium was vibrating from the emotional impact. Tang Lei gave him a look and whispered, thanks for that, kid. Mind telling me your name? Totally chill, the kid proudly announced. The name is Lan Xuanyu. He didn't even try to hide his massive fanboy energy. Mister, you are so awesome. I really like you. Tang Lei just flashed another killer grin. Same here, kid. Tang Lei dropped a heavy truth bomb. Because today, you brought hope back into my life. Needless to say, that concert broke the internet and went down in history. It was the first time the ruthless Lord Lei let his guard down and showed warmth. Fast forward a bit, and Lan Xuanyu was back to 100% energy. But now the kid had to make a massive, life-changing choice. Stay at the boring local academy or level up and join the elite prodigy class in the city. Nan Cheng looked at him totally serious. So Lan Xuanyu, what is the plan? The kid didn't even hesitate. Mom, I am aiming for the top. I am going to that elite class. I want to get ridiculously overpowered just like Teacher Nana. That way, I can protect you from anyone who tries to hurt you. Nan Cheng was melting, hyping him up. That is my absolute badass of a son. Lan Xiao just nodded. All right, it is settled then. After weighing the odds, his dad made the call. We are locking it in. The whole family is moving to the city to start a brand new chapter. They moved their entire lives to the city. The second the academy heard he arrived, they sent a VIP escort to snatch him up. Lan Xuanyu was buzzing while checking out the campus. Holy crap, this place is absolutely massive. Plus, Tianluo Academy wasn't playing. They gave him a full ride tuition, gear, and fees. The school was footing the entire bill like a total boss move. Mu Zhongtian gave him the grand tour while dropping facts. Welcome to the junior division of Tianluo Academy. This place is your turf now. The dorms are over there. Let's get you to your crash pad first. This entire floor is VIP territory, reserved just for you elite prodigy freaks. Regular scrubs are packed 6 to a room, but you guys get the deluxe 3-person setup. He shoved open the door to room 333. Boom, your new base of operations. Then he dropped the brutal truth. Let me give you the quick rundown, kid. You are the first batch of this elite prodigy experiment, capped at exactly 30 talented monsters. You get the VIP perks, but that puts a massive target on your backs. Listen up, because the survival rate here is a joke. 2/3 of you will be wiped out and expelled. The training hell you are about to face is going to break you. Better get your head in the game, fast. Lan Xuanyu heard the warning and gave a sharp nod. Got it. I am ready. Reality check dropped. Mu Zhongtian spun around to leave. Catch you later. Try not to wash out. Lan Xuanyu gave a respectful bow. Thanks for the heads up, teach. Once he was alone, he started scoping out the room. These 2 bunks belong to my roommates, and this spot is my territory. Right as he was getting comfy, some loud rambling broke the silence. Yo, hey, wake up. Lan Xuanyu blinked, thrown by the intrusion. Huh? A chubby dude with a huge grin barged into his personal space. You the new guy? What is up, man? I am Qianlei. Come on, let's go raid the cafeteria. Lan Xuanyu snapped out of it and gave a chill wave. Oh, hey, I am Lan Xuanyu. Qianlei ignored boundaries and pointed to a messy bunk. That disaster zone is my spot. Then he thumbed toward a dark corner. And that edgy spot belongs to Liu Feng. Before an intro could happen, he dragged the new kid out the door. That dude is already down at the food hall, stuffing his face. Let's move before he eats all the good stuff. They entered the massive cafeteria when a familiar voice cut through the noise. Lan Xuanyu turned around to see Ye Lingtong rushing over, looking totally stressed. Lan Xuanyu, are you finally okay? Are you fully healed? Instead of matching her vibe, he gave her the ultimate cold shoulder. I am fine. She missed the icy tone and sighed in relief. Oh my god, thank goodness. Seriously, I owe you big time for what happened back then. But Lan Xuanyu just walked past her like she was invisible. Don't flatter yourself. It had nothing to do with you. Besides, I am totally fine now. Dropping that savage shutdown, he ditched the stunned Ye Lingtong and kept walking with Qianlei like nothing happened. Man, I am starving. Let's eat first. Meanwhile, the girl walked off looking bummed out. After a bit, Qianlei couldn't hold back. Yo, do you actually know Ye Lingtong? Lan Xuanyu played it straight. Yeah, we went to the same school. The dude immediately started hyping her up. Bro, let me tell you, she is crazy overpowered. Out of all the girls, her combat stats easily cracked the top 3, but our boy couldn't care less, just hitting him with a flat okay. Over at another table, Ye Lingtong slumped down with her squad. Noticing the awkward vibe, Lu Qianxun had to ask, Hey, Ye Lingtong, you know that new kid or something? She kept it polite. Yeah, we were classmates. He had a freak accident during the exams, but he bounced back and finally transferred in. The guy kept prying. So what is his power level? She went silent for a second before dropping a bombshell. I have never beaten him. Not once. Lu Qianxun froze completely. He whipped his head around to stare at the kid, realizing this newbie was no joke. At the loud table, Qianlei yelled out, Yo, Liu Feng, our new roomie is here. Come say what's up. Lan Xuanyu stepped up, super chill. Hey man, I am Lan Xuanyu. The guy across from him gave a cool nod. I am Liu Feng. So, what is your soul power level? Our boy just blinked, totally clueless. Level 14. Instantly, the other two looked like their favorite game just crashed. 14? Bro, you are only 14? Seeing them freak out, Lan Xuanyu actually got curious. Does my level seriously matter just to go to classes? Qianlei waved his hands, ready to drop some knowledge. Dude, listen up. The elite junior class only has 30 kids total. We roll in squads of 3. 3 guys covering each other's backs, fusing into one ultimate team. The higher your squad ranks, the better your chances of staying in. He sighed hard, looking totally crushed while Lan Xuanyu watched. We heard a new guy was transferring today, so we were hyped. But looking at your stats, our squad is definitely going to be the trash tier. Seconds later, watching Lan Xuanyu inhale his food left the duo absolutely speechless. Holy crap, this kid eats like a beast, totally ignoring the staring. Our boy was just vibing in his own foodie paradise while the whole cafeteria practically had a meltdown. Bro, look at the new kid. He is an absolute black hole. He's going back for seconds. But before he could take 2 steps, Jin Xiang blocked his path, looking for trouble. Yo, enough is enough. You already scarfed down food for like 5 dudes. Lan Xuanyu tilted his head, genuinely confused by this hater. What is your problem if I grab more? The academy literally said it's all you can eat. Jin Xiang sneered, radiating pure toxic energy. I said you are done eating, so you are done eating, scrub. Our boy wasn't having any of that disrespect and glared right back. Suddenly, Jin Xiang blitzed forward like a total psycho. Lan Xuanyu threw up his hands to block, but the jerk slickly dodged his guard. He closed the gap, ready to land a cheap shot, but Lan Xuanyu's eyes were icy, cold, and way too calm. Next second, our boy dropped his shoulder and slammed his weight forward. Jin Xiang panicked as a brutal force sent him flying. Wait, did I just mess with a legit master? That bang was way too loud and it instantly put the teacher's radar right on them. You punks trying to start a riot in my cafeteria? You seriously think room 333 is full of pushovers? The tension spiked to the max and the crowd was totally living for the drama. Oh snap, are they actually throwing hands? The teacher was absolutely livid, laying down the law. What is wrong with you brats? Fighting in the lunchroom and wasting food. If you want to brawl, take it to the training arena. Lunch is officially over for everyone. Hearing that, Lan Xuanyu was low-key devastated. My man was still starving. Out on the training field, the entire class lined up in 2 strict rows. The teacher went full drill sergeant. You are a single unit. If one messes up, everyone suffers the punishment. Since lunch got canceled early, you are all standing right here until the afternoon session begins. He felt the deadly glares from half the class. Jin Xiang aggressively snapped back. What the heck are you all staring at me for? That freak is the one who swung first. But our boy Lan Xuanyu was actually vibing with the teacher's logic. Since no one got to finish eating, suffering together was honestly kind of an epic bonding moment for the group. Right then, Lu Qiansun strutted out like the absolute boss he thought he was. The teacher said we could throw down in the arena, so you two fight it out now, or we all jump you. Jin Xiang smirked, getting totally hyped up. For real. He stepped into the ring, instantly triggering his blazing gold bird martial soul. You are Lan Xuanyu, right? Come catch these hands, scrub. He flared out a pair of razor-sharp golden wings and blasted forward. The blazing gold bird was a high-tier flying martial soul, rumored to be directly descended from ancient spirit beasts. It packed both hardcore metal and savage fire attributes. Across the ring, Lan Xuanyu just smirked, unleashing his blue silver-grass martial soul. Vines coiled up his arm as he channeled wild energy into a massive palm strike, clashing head-on. Jin Xiang was absolutely shook when he got blasted backward like a ragdoll. Wait, did his attack seriously just detonate? The blast radius was so insane that even the attacker felt the recoil stinging. Not even giving the punk a second to breathe, Lan Xuanyu teleported into his blind spot, firing a wicked ice arrow. Flustered and misreading the trajectory, Jin Xiang threw up his wings to guard his head. But our boy was playing next-level chess. He spawned a slick sheet of ice right under the dude's feet, sending him wiping out hard. Instantly, that ice mutated into lethal spikes, making Jin Xiang completely freak out in pure terror. The whole crowd was on the edge of their seats, adrenaline pumping. Jin Xiang almost lost his mind when he looked up and saw Lan Xuanyu literally hovering right above him. How the heck did he move that fast? With an ice-cold glare, Lan Xuanyu dropped a brutal stomp, pinning the bully straight into the dirt. The ice instantly shattered everywhere. Jin Xiang gasped for air, totally crushed. Bro, he's way too heavy. Watching that insane beatdown, Lu Qiansun's entire attitude flipped. Yo, the new kid's footwork is actually flawless. Smooth as water, fast as the wind. Okay, maybe he actually has some real skills. Yi Lingtong watched in silent awe. Oh my gosh, his power level totally skyrocketed. Meanwhile, his two slacker roommates were picking their jaws off the floor. Wait, is this puny kid actually a hidden boss? Lu Qiansun sauntered over, dragging Jin Xiang up by the collar. You got wrecked. Apologize right now. Completely humiliated by the beatdown, the bully could not even look him in the eye. Yo, about my trash talk earlier. My bad. With that done, Lu Qiansun turned and stuck his hand out, acting all friendly. In this elite class, raw power does the talking. You got the muscle, so you get the respect. Welcome to the big leagues, man. I am the class rep, Lu Qiansun. Lan Xuanyu politely reached out, but instantly felt a sinister spike of energy. The dude was totally trying to crush his hand on the sly. Not missing a beat, our boy flared his own aura and squeezed back with crazy force, making Lu Qiansun flinch hard. What the heck is up with his grip strength? Lu Qiansun felt a terrifying, weird energy crawling up his arm, while Lan Xuanyu literally just stood there with a totally chill, deadpan expression. The class rep started sweating, furrowing his brows in pure panic. No matter how much soul power he pumped out, his hand was literally shaking. Every ounce of his energy was getting completely devoured by this new kid. A second later, he jerked his head up, his voice totally shaking. Bro, you have twin martial souls. Hearing his secret drop like that, Lan Xuanyu was genuinely caught off guard. The entire class erupted into total chaos. No way. For real? How did he even sense that? Out of nowhere, Qianlei launched himself, throwing an arm around Lan Xuanyu's shoulder. Twin martial souls? Dude, that is insanely cracked. Oh my gosh, our dorm is finally escaping the trash tier now. Lu Feng was just leaning against the wall, crossing his arms with a savage smirk. Bro, with a massive dead weight like you on the team, do not get your hopes up. Recovering his cool, Lu Qiansun barked orders at the class. All right, everyone hold your positions. We are just chilling until afternoon classes start. Qianlei was practically vibrating with hype, tugging on his friend's sleeve. Lan Xuanyu, keep it real with me. Do you seriously have twin martial souls? I have literally never met an overpowered dual wielder in my entire life. Yo, what exactly are your two spirits? Hearing the hype, our boy just smirked, igniting raw energy in both palms. My martial soul is a mutated blue-silver grass. The gold-patterned blue-silver grass gives me pure, raw physical power. The silver-patterned version gives me total control over the water element. He just casually flexed his hand. No wonder he absolutely launched Jin Xiang across the room. Let me flex my martial soul real quick. Qianlei smirked. Mine is ridiculously special. With a slick flick of his wrist, he spun a shiny coin high into the air. Watch and learn, bro. Lan Xuanyu's eyes practically bugged out of his head, staring at the floating pocket change. Like what? How do you even fight with a coin? Qianlei just stroked his chin, acting totally smug. Money makes the world go round. Ever heard of it? My gold coin can literally summon spirit beasts right onto the battlefield. But the very next second, his smug vibe crashed hard. Except, my martial soul is glitchy as hell. Honestly, I have zero clue what is going to pop out. I just got stupidly lucky during the entrance exam and summoned an absolute beast. The staff only figured out my summons were glitchy after I got in. Lu Feng rolled his eyes, looking totally annoyed. Real talk, this place is trashed and super sketchy. Lan Xuanyu stood there sweating, playing the nice guy. Hey, it is still pretty cool, right? Suddenly, the edgy kid got dead serious. My turn, Lu Feng said coldly. My martial soul is a weapon, the White Dragon Spear. I am an agility attack master. Lan Xuanyu tilted his head, totally lost. Wait, aren't spear guys usually built for pure power and strength? Lu Feng let out a dark sigh. My spear has a dragon soul that maxes out my speed stats, but my damage is nerfed to the ground, forcing me into agility. Qianlei threw an arm around his brooding roommate with a loud sigh. Crazy Feng's skills are actually totally insane, but yeah, when he hits a tank and deals 0 damage, it is game over. Hearing this tragic lineup, Lan Xuanyu could only force an awkward laugh. Seriously. One guy has a random gacha soul, and the other is a speedster hitting like a wet noodle. No wonder his roommates were ranked dead last in the academy. Fast forward past lunch. Afternoon classes kicked off with the teacher slamming the podium. Listen up, rookies. Stop messing around and pick your secondary jobs now. The instructor glared at the noisy teens. This choice will literally make or break your entire future. Everyone picks 2 subclasses today. Mecha piloting is absolutely mandatory. Qianlei leaned on his hand, while Lan Xuanyu paid attention. For the second, choose Battle Armor Master or Warship Piloting. You have exactly 1 week to lock in those choices, so use your brains for once. The teacher kept dropping knowledge on us. Now, let me break down the stats for each class. Today's focus is basic warship piloting. Lan Xuanyu's eyes lit up instantly. He was totally dialed in. Getting behind the wheel of a massive space cruiser, that was his ultimate dream. Catching his intense vibe, the guy next to him nudged his arm. Yo, you actually into this nerd stuff? Lan Xuanyu did not even blink. I am obsessed with warships, but I am also becoming a battle armor master. If I dual major in those 2, think I can pull it off? Qianlei just yawned, totally unimpressed. Honestly, sounds like a massive headache, man. Warships and battle armors have literally 0 synergy, bro. You will fry your brain trying to grind both skill trees. Lan Xuanyu blinked, kinda taken aback. Dang, guess I need to rethink my strategy. What is your build gonna be? Qianlei did not miss a beat. Warship piloting and battle armor master. Lan Xuanyu's jaw dropped. Are you serious right now? You literally just trash-talked that exact combo. Qianlei flashed a cocky wink and pointed 2 thumbs at himself. Yeah, but I am built different, bro. My spiritual power stats are top of the class. I am sitting at like 130, maybe 140. I will speedrun both classes easily. Lan Xuanyu was legit impressed. Whoa, that is actually higher than my stats. Then he casually threw out a question. My spiritual power is hovering around 100. Think that is enough to major? Qianlei totally lost his chill and jumped up from his desk. What the heck? You hit 102? Are twin martial souls seriously that busted? Up front, the teacher's face had turned absolutely thunderous and mean. You 2 in the back, stand up. Got a problem with my lecture? They both awkwardly stood up while the whole class whispered about them being obnoxious. But Lan Xuanyu just straightened his posture, looking dead serious. Sir, I am locking in my dual major for warship piloting and battle armor master. Qianlei was just telling me how insane the mental drain is for this combo. It is brutal to master, but I am dead set on grinding both. Actually, we both want a dual major in them. Hearing his bro drag him into the spotlight, Qianlei just gave a nervous, cheeky grin. The instructor stared them down. Dual majoring in warships and battle armor? Do you kids even know your own limits? Your loudmouth friend is not wrong. The mental tax is absolutely massive. You need god-tier talent and raw ability just to survive it. Qianlei immediately piped up, totally unbothered. Hey, teach. Our spiritual power stats are practically off the charts. We can definitely tank the mental load, right? The instructor scoffed, looking mildly amused. Oh, really? Did you rookies crack 50 already? Qianlei just wagged a finger with a massive smirk. Try over 100, sir. While Lan Xuanyu kept a cool, stoic face, The entire classroom completely lost their minds. Over 100? No way. How are the new kids pulling those glitchy stats? Even the strict instructor looked like his brain just rebooted. Say that again? Absolute shock plastered the teacher's face. Spiritual power over 100. You brats are literally 7 and 8 years old. His mind raced as he stared at the troublemakers. Even 4-ring spirit masters could not dream of hitting those stats. Based on their mental specs, these kids were absolute freaks of nature. Literal prodigies. Swallowing his shock, the instructor finally waved them down. Take a seat. Your power levels meet the baseline. However, to prove you will not crash and burn, you are going to face some brutal assessment tests. Fast forward past the daily grind. Teacher Mu Zhongtian suddenly blocked Lan Xuanyu's path before he could dip out of the academy for the day. Flashing an oddly chill smile, he motioned with his head. Walk with me to my office, kid. Once inside, the teacher dropped the formal act and looked him straight in the eye. Word is you are trying to dual major in warships and battle armor. Lan Xuanyu just nodded, unfazed. Yes, sir. The teacher's expression instantly hardened. I am not going to lecture you on how crazy that is, but you must clear a gauntlet of survival tests first. Teacher Mu leaned against his desk, crossing his arms. The higher-ups need absolute proof that you are not just all talk. Lan Xuanyu's eyes burned with determination. Got it, Teacher Mu. I am ready. Nodding, the older man tossed a heavy training manual onto the desk. Your trial by fire starts in exactly 1 week. From now on, report to me after the bell. I am going to cram your head with the cheat codes. Later that evening, in dorm room 333, a dramatic voice shattered the peace. Bro, you are back. Qian Lei aggressively shook Lan Xuanyu by the shoulders. You are literally our messiah right now. With you carrying us, our squad will not be bottom-tier trash anymore. Right, Crazy Feng? We are about to pop off. Li Fang scoffed from the top bunk. Yeah, right. He hopped down to the floor with a lethal glare. Not with your glitchy martial soul dragging us down. Disgust was written all over Lu Feng's face. Having you on the team is basically playing a man down. Boom! Qian Lei snapped, jabbing a finger at the speedster. Shut your mouth, edgelord. Like your own stats are any better? You are so fast, you literally crash into walls because you cannot steer. Unfazed, the spear user acted superior. That is just a low-level cultivation issue. Idiot. My agility stats are ranked #1 in the academy. Qian Lei fumed, basically spitting mad. Oh yeah? Well, my spiritual power is ranked #1, you absolute scrub. Watching his chaotic roommates nearly throw hands, Lan Xuanyu slid between them with a tired sigh. All right, chill out, both of you. Let us drop the toxicity and work as a squad for once. Lu Feng pointed toward the training room. Let us see how we actually fight, he muttered. Lan Xuanyu was totally down for it. Bet, he agreed. Next thing you know, our trio hit up the elite junior class exclusive training turf. Lan Xuanyu looked around wide-eyed. Wait, are we actually throwing down in the simulation pods? Lu Feng slid into the high-tech rig like he owned the place. Sick, right? The regular scrubs could never get in here. Qian Lei flashed a thumbs up. Heck yeah. Total safety and 0 real-world damage. It is the ultimate setup. Lan Xuanyu logged in and locked into his pod. He scanned the digital interface flashing around him. Huh. This gives me serious deja vu. The system screens went into total overdrive. They booted up with a ridiculously blinding flash of light. System check complete. The 3-man squad was locked, loaded, and syncing up. A massive, mystical world materialized before their eyes. Lan Xuanyu was totally mind-blown. Whoa, this town is giving major ancient vintage vibes. But then he caught his bros snickering like total creeps behind him. Lan Xuanyu raised an eyebrow, totally weirded out. Yo, what is so funny? Still busting a gut, Qian Lei pointed a shaking finger at his buddy. That is when our guy finally looked down. Bruh. He was standing there butt naked in tragic boxers. What the heck? Lan Xuanyu yelled while his so-called bros absolutely lost their minds laughing. Yeah, this virtual realm was hitting different. Finally, the system tossed him a basic starter outfit. Put that on, newbie. You spawn with absolutely 0 gear here. With a quick equip, the shirt, pants, and boots snapped onto his avatar. Not gonna lie, he looked insanely fresh in that default gear. All right, decently dressed now. But Qian Lei was staring like the math was broken. Bro, how are you making the basic starter pack look that good? Lu Feng scoffed with his usual edgy attitude. It is what it is. The system clearly plays favorites. Still playing the cool guy, Lu Feng waved a hand to drop some lore. Listen up. This is the Federation's biggest virtual playground. It is run by the central mainframe. This realm is exclusively for soul masters. Welcome to the Duluo world. Qian Lei shot Lan Xuanyu a hyped-up look. Walk and talk, bro. This Duluo world is a perfect replica of our ancient mother planet from the legends. Think of it as the most hardcore virtual reality game ever made. With crazy realistic physics, all your real-life physical stats get synced right into your avatar. Basically, if you are a beast out there, you are a beast here. Normally, they gatekeep this place. You have to be 12 years old just to log in, but our elite junior class got special access, though we are locked to this town. Rumor says the academy burned mad cash to get us in. The best part? Any epic loot we grind here actually transfers to the real world. The dude kept yapping until they finally pulled up to the battle simulator. All right, destination reached. Time for our squad to grind some experience points. Qianlei flipped on his polite mode for the receptionist. Hook us up with a beginner combat instance, please. That will be 1 Duluo coin. Lu Feng's jaw dropped. Wait, this virtual joint charges actual money? Qianlei just shrugged, dropping facts. I told you it was ultra-realistic, bro. The in-game economy is brutal, and you can only farm coins right here. A sick teleportation circle lit up beneath them. Qianlei immediately started calculating. By the way, we are totally splitting the bill for these instances from now on. Lan Xuanyu just chuckled, completely unfazed. Fair enough. Looks like our battleground is fully loaded anyway. In a flash of pixels, the trio vanished. Boom! They spawned in a massive arena. Welcome to the rookie-proving grounds. Qianlei was already sweating bullets. Okay, this is the basic Soul Arena deathmatch. If we clutch this win, we get 2 shiny Duluo coins, but if we wipe, we burn cash for nothing. The mob wave is 50 10-year soul beasts. Backed by 300-year elites, Lan Xuanyu nearly bugged out. Are you kidding? That is an insane mob count. A massive horde of savage monsters was already stampeding straight for them. We have no choice but to win. The demonic aura coming off those beasts was toxic. Their fangs dripped with aggression. Lan Xuanyu dropped the angst, replaced by battle focus as he clenched his fists. Heads up, incoming. Lu Feng was already hyped and locked in. Time to show them how it is done. He summoned his signature weapon with energy, the legendary White Dragon Spear Martial Soul. Going full savage, Lu Feng dashed out to pull all the enemy attention. Meanwhile, Qianlei was glowing with a flex-worthy golden aura. Time to see if the luck gods love me today. He flicked a summoning coin sky high. Spawn for me. Open. Gates of summoning. Qianlei threw his arms wide, ripping open a colossal, swirling dimensional rift. Down in the trenches, Lu Feng was bulldozing through the enemy front line. His spear was blazing with power. Eat this, you ugly monsters. Every single strike sent those soul beasts flying. The splash damage wrecked the ones nearby. But the horde was relentless, and Lu Feng gritted his teeth against their roars. With a sick dodge roll, he avoided a pair of massive claws that nearly took his head off. Lu Feng's footwork was absolutely insane. He dodged through the madness while spamming deadly combos at the mob. Lan Xuanyu was sweating just watching him. This dude is moving way too fast. How am I supposed to keep up with that insane speed? Suddenly, a tiny, mysterious little paw poked out of the massive summoning rift. Qianlei was practically jumping out of his skin. Yes, the epic drop is finally here. Give me a legendary beast. But his hype flatlined into pure confusion. Lan Xuanyu tilted his head, totally baffled by what was crawling out. Bruh. Stepping out of the epic portal was just a tiny, shivering black kitty. The surrounding soul beasts let out a deafening, bloodthirsty roar. Spooked out of its 9 lives, the cat completely chickened out. It dove back into the portal while Qianlei screamed, Yo, wait, come back here, my ultimate weapon. But the kitty was already gone like the wind. Lan Xuanyu just side-eyed his buddy, who was desperately grabbing at thin air. Seriously, dude. The summoning rift sparked with fading energy, rapidly collapsing in on itself. Qianlei rubbed his neck, forcing the most awkward, goofy grin ever. Hey, don't blame me. Blame the terrible drop rates. The portal completely fizzled out behind him. Across the map, Lu Feng was still violently thrusting his spear against the mob wave. Lan Xuanyu just facepalmed so hard it hurt. I am literally teamed up with a speed freak and a clown. My squad is unbelievably doomed. A savage soul beast suddenly locked onto Lan Xuanyu, lunging straight for his throat. Not today, ugly. Frosty blue energy erupted, completely encasing his arm in a brutal layer of absolute zero ice. Time to work. Lan Xuanyu unleashed a devastating barrage of razor-sharp icicles into the horde. Meanwhile, Qianlei was screaming his lungs out as the beast pack flanked him. Ah, they are rushing us. Out of nowhere, a hand violently snatched Qianlei right by the hood of his jacket. With an insane burst of strength, Lan Xuanyu literally tossed the screaming summoner out of the danger zone. Qianlei's eyes were bugging out as he soared through the air. He hit the ground sliding, riding a slick runway of ice on his butt. In the mosh pit, Lan Xuanyu kept throwing hands. He whipped out a mystical vine to slingshot out of chaos. He locked onto the vine with crazy agility, zipping right next to the still panicking Qianlei. Lan Xuanyu spun around, shouting over the roar of the monsters. Lu Feng, fall back and group up. We need a coordinated strategy. He then glared at the totally useless summoner next to him. Hey, lucky boy, talk to me. How much longer until you can drop another summon? Qianlei flashed a cocky thumbs up like he had not just almost died. Chill out, bro. Spawning that useless furball barely cost me any energy. Give me 30 seconds and my ultimate is back online. Lan Xuanyu's face screamed pure, unadulterated cringe. The random nature of this dude's martial soul was an absolute troll feature. Honestly, praying to the luck gods was their only shot at survival. Suddenly, Lu Feng came rocketing back like a missile. I am coming in hot, he roared. Lan Xuanyu threw his hands up in sheer panic. Whoa, bro. You are moving too fast. Hit the brakes. Lu Feng's edgy facade completely crumbled into pure terror. My speed stats are too high. I cannot stop. Boom. The spear-wielding maniac plowed straight into his own teammates. He blasted a massive cloud of dust across the arena. Lan Xuanyu groans and forces himself up. Man, these two are completely useless. They are literally surrounded by spirit beasts right now. Trusting that guy's summoning feels like a massive joke. Throwing his hand out, Lan Xuanyu sparks up his spirit power. Yo, Qianlei, start the summon right now. I will buy you time. The dude just gives a stunned nod. Boom. A jagged ring of ice blasts out, blocking those nasty beasts from the squad. He lets out a huge sigh. Oh my god, we are finally safe. He turns around looking smug. Did you guys seriously beat this beginner test before? Qianlei proudly points a single finger to the sky. Won it once, he brags. I pulled a massive, overpowered bear. Even 100-year lava hound's fireballs could not scratch that absolute tank. Lan Xuanyu's eyes go wide. Wait, back up. Did you just say those 100-year lava hounds shoot literal fireballs? Right on cue, a savage blast of flames shatters their ice shield. The smoke clears, and 3 gnarly 100-year lava hounds step up. They start spitting fire at the ice barrier, and Lan Xuanyu's face immediately drops. We are so dead. This is bad. But Lu Feng is already launching forward like a madman. I got this. He sweeps his spear, knocking back the inferno. Meanwhile, Lan Xuanyu shoots out his spirit vines. Sick move. He forcefully yanks Lu Feng back to safety. But Lu Feng's hand is already dripping blood. Shaking, he glares back. Yo, Qianlei. Be useful for once, man. Qianlei aggressively clenches his hands, sweating absolute bullets. I know. I am summoning right now, but a massive sphere of fiery death is already zooming at them. Crap, another fireball. Flipping his summoning coin like crazy, Qianlei screams, Get out here. Lan Xuanyu immediately crosses his arms, bracing for the devastating impact. I will tank this one. The spatial gate finally rips open, but the fire blast violently slams into Lan Xuanyu. He gets blown backward, desperately grabbing the edge of the summoning gate just to stop. Suddenly, Lan Xuanyu's eyes practically bulge out of his head. The gate explodes with this insane, glowing blue light. A pair of feet steps through, accompanied by the endless chiming of silver bells. He is totally speechless. Bai Shuju literally floats in, surrounded by falling petals and a massive wave of spirit energy. A second later, she slowly opens her striking eyes. But her epic entrance instantly turns into pure shock. She flinches, staring down the rabid spirit beasts, charging right at them. Without skipping a beat, Bai Shuju throws her hands up, gathering her icy power. Boom! A massive, impenetrable fortress of frost drops down. Ice wall technique. Lan Xuanyu whips his head around. Lu Feng is literally too stunned to speak, and Qianlei's jaw hits the floor. He actually summoned a ridiculously gorgeous human girl this time. Lan Xuanyu blankly stares at his wrapped hand, totally lost. Meanwhile, Bai Shusu looks insanely confused by this whole chaotic setup. Where even am I? Who are you people? Qianlei is hype. You are drop-dead gorgeous. I am your host, and I totally summoned you. Now help me wreck these clowns, my beautiful weapon. Bai Shu is beyond weirded out. Summoned? For real? What kind of freak show is this? How do I even get back? She demands. Qianlei starts acting like some teacher. You are a creature from another dimension, right? Welcome to Dulua World. Once the summon timer hits 0, you will zap right back home. Bai Shusu rubs her chin, completely lost. This Dulua World? Then, she points a single finger like a total innocent. Wait, you mean that fake world from the simulation pods? Qianlei's brain short-circuits while Lan Xuanyu looks absolutely shook. You know about the pods? Bai Shu clearly didn't expect them to know either. Her eyes go wide with surprise. Lan Xuanyu stays cool, locking eyes with her. Finally, she breaks the heavy silence. It's you. I could literally feel your aura pulling me right into this weird place. Qianlei feels robbed of his glory and throws a tantrum. No way, it was me. I did the summoning. Lu Feng snaps at them, screaming, Yo, deal with those lava hounds first. They are literally right on top of us. Hearing that, Lan Xuanyu shoots her a serious look. Let's trash these pests first. Bai Xiu locks in. Her fierce, icy blue eyes are fixed dead on the target. Tiny light spirits swarm her, followed by a crazy, swirling gold aura ring. Qianlei loses it. 2 rings? You're a freaking great spirit master. Bai Xiu completely ignores his fanboying. With zero hesitation, she flicks her wrist, and the massive ice wall violently explodes into crystal shards. Razor-sharp ice blades blast out everywhere. It's like a devastating, apocalyptic blizzard is ripping through the entire zone right now. A massive pack of lava hounds gets sucked into the vortex. In a flash, those beasts are shredded, dissolving into fading light. That cute girl from a second ago? Yeah, she just went full-blown warrior mode. She dashes forward with insane, blinding speed. Gripping a sharp ice blade, she slashes forward, leaving a trail of savage light. Her lips are pressed into a fierce line. Her eyes are ruthless and glowing with confidence. With every flick of her wrist, ghost-like after-images dance as she relentlessly slices up the battlefield. Lu Feng is practically drooling over her technique, blown away by this god-tier combo of speed and force. Dude, she is totally overpowered. Lan Xuanyu's blood is pumping too hard to sit back. He aggressively launches himself into the fray. I am joining the party. He hits the ground right where Bai Xiu is flexing her aura. Suddenly, an epic ice ring blankets the entire zone. She drops her weapon, controlling it with her mind like a boss. Any hound that touches that freezing aura gets deleted and vaporized instantly. But let's be real, there are way too many mutants for one girl to solo. The pressure starts getting to her, and things look sketchy. Lan Xuanyu sprints up just in time, seeing her caught in a fatal blind spot. Watch out, he screams. A blue spirit vine shoots from his arm, wrapping her waist to yank her back. She glares at him, totally pissed. Get off me, she says. Then her jaw drops. Boom. Suddenly, they are both dragged into this insane, starry, cosmic dimension. It's pure mystical energy. Even Lan Xuanyu looks tripped out, with zero clue what happened. A wild thought crashes through her brain. No way, my power. It's getting an insane buff. Without even trying, she unleashes a devastating ice tornado, wrecking the entire pack of hounds. Bai Xiu was left entirely shook by her own crazy potential. She stares blankly at her palms, feeling like she's tripping over what went down. Frost condenses into razor-sharp daggers, spinning at breakneck speeds. The blades impale the lava hounds with zero mercy. That ice tornado erupts on the battlefield again, and this time, she didn't even need the wall. The scale of this icy death storm is way more massive. Slowly, Bai Xiu shifts her gaze, locking eyes with Lan Xuanyu. Her lips part slightly, totally mind-blown by his hidden, crazy power. Catching her intense stare, Lan Xuanyu looks back. For a solid minute, they just stand there. Not gonna lie, I was low-key impressed. Look at those long eyelashes on this guy. But for real, it was his aura that dragged me here. How does linking with him spike my power? And hold up, I swear my body is going through some hidden changes. We just stood there, locking eyes for a second. Then the system blared, test over. Everyone warped back to the training hall. And just like that, Bai Xiu completely vanished into thin air. Fast forward, the survivors gathered up. Get this, the reward for clearing it was a legit Duluo coin. Qianlei was straight up buffering. He stared at the shiny gold coin on the table like his brain blue-screened. Like, what in the world even happened back there? My guy was freaking out, begging to know what went down. Lan Xuanyu gave him a deadpan stare. She is your summon. Why ask me? He just shrugged it off. He said he has zero idea. It is his first time pulling an actual human. But hey, the results were sick, right? Suddenly, Lu Feng's face went dead serious. He totally killed the vibe. Qianlei was practically sweating, asking what was wrong. Lu Feng cooled down, replayed the scene, and dropped some facts. During that summon, Lan Xuanyu totally tanked a fireball for you. He crashed into your summoning gate. Things got super chaotic for a second. I am pretty sure your summoning gate glitched out and mutated. Lan Xuanyu bit his lip, impressed by Lu Feng's sharp instincts. He caught that detail. Gotta hand it to him. His observation skills are cracked, but Lan Xuanyu played it cool. He hit him with a simple, "Oh, for real?" Right then, a wild idea hit Qianlei. Okay, maybe things changed. Only one way to find out, let us run it back. They tossed the Dao Luo coin, hit teleport, and warped right back to the exam zone. My guy was trying way too hard to look cool. One hand in his pocket, the other pointing like a boss. He yelled his chant, "Manifest my summoning gate." Xuanyu didn't waste a second, slapping his hand onto the portal. Boom. Savage soul energy spilled out as that petite, familiar silhouette materialized from the void. Bai Xiu was definitely not vibing with this random teleportation junk. She saw our goofy faces and instantly rolled her eyes. Are you kidding me? You guys again? Why did they drag her back? But Qianlei was losing his mind with hype, screaming at the top of his lungs. Back-to-back pulls of the same person? This summon is cracked. But wait, dropping back into the exam zone meant those magma hounds were out for blood again. Real trouble now. Xuanyu had to talk fast and chill Bai Xiu out. Look, we gotta trash these magma hounds first. I swear we will explain later. She suddenly remembered their last epic combo, and a sly smirk crossed her face. So, you gonna wrap that weird grass around me again? Xuanyu didn't hesitate. You bet. The moment those glowing vines snaked around her, that insane power surged all over again. Heck yeah, there it is. Her soul power was absolutely skyrocketing. With that massive buff exploding through her veins, Bai Xiu was ready to wreck shop. Boom! A savage ring of ice erupted, flash freezing the magma hounds in their tracks. Phantom shadows spawned right behind, diving in to absolutely slaughter the stunned beasts without mercy. Lu Feng and Qianlei were shook. Bro, this damage is busted. Are we sure she is only a 2-ring soul master? Pure overkill. After wiping the floor with those demonic mutts, Bai Xiu casually dusted herself off and glared at the squad. All right, spill the tea. What is going on here? Xuanyu stepped up. Look, my boy's soul is summoning. When I touched the portal, I felt this weird connection spark up, and boom, it dragged you into our zone. We had to see if the glitch was legit. Anyway, are you from the Federation too? You live on Heaven Dou Planet, right? She stared at him like he was nuts. Wait, this is Heaven Dou? Dude, I live on Heaven Dou. Xuanyu's brain short-circuited. He whipped around to face Qianlei. Bro, did you seriously just pull a summon across literal planets? Qianlei was shocked too, but he instantly flipped to arrogant mode, acting like he planned it. Ah, the profound mysteries of spatial magic. You simpletons wouldn't get it. Shuju let out the heaviest sigh ever. Whatever. You guys can clean up the rest of these mutts yourselves. She literally just rage quit and stepped back through the portal. Lu Feng burst out laughing. See? Still a trash tier summon. But Qianlei stopped laughing. He just spotted a massive red flag heading their way. Dude, seriously, stop laughing. A 100-year magma hound is charging right at us. Get ready. Xuanyu went silent, his brain calculating the ultimate strat. Next moment, he started barking orders. Lu Feng, can you launch all 3 of them at once? Lu Feng gripped his weapon, locked in. If you group them up, I will give it a shot. That was all Xuanyu needed. He charged the front. Bet. I will set up the combo. The magma hound snapped its jaws, flashing razor-sharp fangs. A blinding, toxic yellow glow started charging deep in its throat. Xuanyu dashed forward like a literal blur. He ignited a fireball in his right palm while his left hand radiated bone-chilling frost. Bam! Xuanyu slammed home a brutal, soul-powered punch. The force was insane. Those giant magma hounds went flying backward like ragdolls. He spread his fingers, channeling every drop of frost energy into a single, devastating focal point. Crack! The hounds were instantly encased in crystal-clear ice. Xuanyu yelled at his squad, "Hurry up! I can't keep these beasts frozen forever." Lu Feng was already sprinting at max speed. "I got this. I am coming." But as he reached Xuanyu, he suddenly screamed in absolute panic. "Hold up! My power is losing control." Xuanyu reacted on instinct, throwing his arm out. "Grab my hand. Now." The second their hands connected, a terrifying sensation ripped through Lu Feng. His flesh felt like it was melting off his bones. "It burns." He barely choked out those words before the searing pain muted his voice. This unhinged wave of magma-like heat was flooding into his system from Xuanyu. It was way past his limit. Lu Feng let out an agonizing, blood-curdling roar. But man, the payoff was totally worth it. Supercharged by the insane buff of the gold-patterned blue-silver grass, Lu Feng went totally sicko mode. He flawlessly launched all 3 magma hounds into the sky. Xuanyu caught the play and smirked, dropping a single word: epic. Without missing a beat, he invoked the golden dragon power. He slammed his palm open, triggering a badass runic array that straight up detonated in the air. We are talking a massive, earth-shattering explosion. Even from miles away, you could easily spot that blinding star of destruction in the sky. The shockwave was deafening. Meanwhile, on a giant billboard across a skyscraper, the brooding face of Tang Lei suddenly flickered onto the screen. The dude looked totally intense, lost in some heavy, dark thought. All of a sudden, he clamped his eyes shut. His entire body flared up in a mythical pale gold flame. Slowly but surely, Tang Lei's silhouette began to dissolve into the inferno. He phased out of existence, leaving only a glowing golden ember. Next morning, Bai Xiu was totally stressing and went to her mentor. Like, that was straight up 100K-Year Planet. How the heck did those guys manage to summon me all the way over there? Was that some crazy spatial magic or what? Teacher, is that even possible? Nana rubbed her chin, thinking hard. If those kids are only rank 1, then we are definitely looking at a wild case of isomorphic resonance. Giving a soft smile, she looked right at her student. See you later, CCU. Give me the full rundown. Don't skip a single detail about what happened. You got it, teacher. Shushu spilled the tea immediately, recounting the entire wild summoning trip from start to finish. But one tiny detail made Nana freeze in her tracks. Wait, a grass martial soul with silver patterns? Nana's heart was pounding. She dropped to one knee, grabbing Shushu by the shoulders with intense eyes. Did this kid have big eyes and short black hair? Was he crazy handsome? Shushu's eyes went wide. Yeah, he was totally cute. But how the heck did you know that? Nana whispered to herself like a madwoman. No freaking way. Was the summoner actually Xuanyu? She looked up, totally serious. Listen, if they pull you through that portal again, ask if his name is Xuanyu. Promise me. Shushu didn't get the emotional storm inside her teacher's head, but whatever. She decided to roll with it. All right, consider it done. Nana wasn't taking chances and went full mama bear. You're sticking by my side from now on. If that portal pops up again, I need a front row seat to see how this summoning works. Fast forward to a slick, high-tech gadget room. Xuanyu wandered around, geeking out over the gear. He had just pulled off an epic golden dragon ascension inside the Duluo world. His soul power was back to normal, but his mental energy was totally tanked. Out of nowhere, Lu Feng latched onto his arm like a leech. Yo, Xuanyu, I swear you gave me a massive power buff back there. Xuanyu shot him a smug little grin, feeling pretty hyped. Gotta hand it to Lu Feng, the dude pays attention. Who knew my aura could buff the whole squad? That's a total game changer I never even noticed before. But wait, didn't his power nerf Yilinged him back in the day? Weird flex, but okay. Lu Feng practically carried the exhausted Xuanyu down the hallway. Bro, let's move. I'm starving and need food like yesterday. Xuanyu groaned. Qianlei popped up right next to them, vibing hard. Say less. Next stop, the cafeteria. The trio sprinted to the food hall, and in record time they wrecked their plates. Qianlei watched Xuanyu inhale his meal like a vacuum and started laughing. Dang, dude. For a skinny guy, you sure can pack it away like a monster. Xuanyu smirked, not even embarrassed. Hey, buffing your weak butt takes a ton of stamina, okay? After that sick burn, he spaced out, lost in his own head. He couldn't stop thinking about how insane that battle was. Seriously, I always thought our advanced youth class had the most overpowered kids around. But that girl we dragged through the portal is my age and already rocking a 2-ring cultivation base. What kind of psycho training is she doing? Shaking off the thought, he scanned the loud cafeteria until his eyes locked onto a specific target. Chilling by the window, Yi Lingdong was eating with Qian's sundae. She was minding her own business when a weird vibe hit. She looked up and bam, Xuanyu was standing right in front of her table like he owned it. Trying to play it cool, he said, Yo, Yi Lingdong, I need to talk in private. In a split second, the tension at the table spiked to 100. Qianlei was vibrating with curiosity. What is our boy plotting now? Is he starting some cafeteria drama? Qian's son immediately got triggered and threw some major shade. Dude, whatever you have to say, just spit it out here. But Xuanyu wasn't backing down, keeping his voice super chill but alpha. I'm only talking to Yi Lingdong. This is strictly a secret between her and me. Jing Xiang, lurking nearby, lived for the drama and had to instigate. Ooh, a little personal secret. Things are getting spicy. Looks like somebody is trying to poach a teammate right under your nose, class rep. If some scrub disrespected me like that, I'd throw hands. Annoyed to the max, Yi Lingdong shot up from her chair, grabbed Xuanyu's wrist, and snapped back. Jin Xiang, literally shut your mouth. She dragged Xuanyu away, and I swear, they looked like main characters in a teen drama marching out of there. The whole cafeteria couldn't stop staring. Qian's son was left at the table, his face twisted in pure, unadulterated disgust. Meanwhile, Yi Lingdong hauls Xuanyu under a massive aesthetic tree. Pink leaves rustled as she finally broke the silence with her sweet voice. All right, spill. What do you want? Xuanyu cut through the trash and dropped the bomb. Remember our insane clash, when your martial soul glitched and stopped working? Yi Lingdong felt defensive and her voice instantly cracked. Are you freaking kidding me? Did you drag me out here just to mock my failure? Whoa, chill out. That's not it at all, he scrambled to explain. I was just thinking. What if your powers got nerfed strictly because we were fighting as enemies? Right in the middle of his deduction, Qian's son barged in like a killjoy. He snatched Yi Lingdong's arm to drag her away, glaring at Xuanyu. Listen up, Xuanyu. Whatever cringe stuff you were saying, save it for class tomorrow. Stop ruining my squad's lunch vibes. Yi Lingdon felt that was disrespectful and blew up at her leader. Excuse me, what's your problem? Let go of my arm. But Qian-sun hit her with a terrifying glare. He didn't even have to speak. She folded like cheap cardboard. Too scared to rebel against the bossy class rep, she mumbled to Xuanyu, whatever. Just tell me the rest in class tomorrow. Xuanyu was left standing there like a loser, watching his target get dragged away. Out of nowhere, his bros, Qianlei and Lu Feng spawned behind him. Qianlei shoved an imaginary mic in his face. Dude, what's the tea? Give us the status update. Xuanyu was still processing the whole mess. I literally just wanted to ask her a simple question about why my energy wrecked hers during our fight. Did her martial soul short-circuit because of killer intent? If we actually teamed up instead, would my aura give her a massive buff too? But before I could even drop the theory, that control freak dragged her off. Qianlei shrugged, playing armchair psychologist. Bro, they're an exclusive squad. The class rep is probably paranoid you'll steal his best player. And no offense, but your emotional intelligence is literally zero right now. You snatched a girl from her team in front of the whole school. Obviously, she's going to be totally salty about that. Lu Feng, the analytical brain, dropped some real logic. She is the enemy, not one of us. We have to keep this insane buffing ability totally low-key. Let us be real. Our team is basically bottom-tier trash. The guys realized he made total sense. Fair point. I will drop it for now. Tomorrow, we hit the grounds to grind even harder. Meanwhile, across town, two girls have been camping out until the clock strikes midnight. Shushu is practically dead on her feet while trying to comfort her own teacher, Nana. Please, we have to stop waiting. Those weirdos are definitely not summoning anyone tonight. Even Nana was losing steam and finally threw in the towel. Fine, we are done. Fast forward to the next day inside the Duluo World Simulator. The arena awaits. Primary assessment, Beast Arena. Xuanyu is going full sicko mode, fighting like an absolute legend out there. Just like the previous match, he locked hands with Lu Feng to transfer his insane power aura. But this time, his free hand was gripping a random white wooden board for balance. Man, the power buff is really kicking in. Let us go. Lu Feng screamed like a lunatic. Plot twist. That random board he was holding was actually the freaking frame of the summoning portal. Through the glowing rift, you could literally hear the frantic voices of Shu and Nana on the other side. Oh god, it is happening. The summon girl is back. Chen's eyes practically bugged out of his skull in pure terror. Right as he was panicking, Shu stepped through with major main character energy. The second her eyes snapped open, she locked onto Xuanyu and pointed a finger. Hey, punk, is your name really Xuanyu? He just stood there looking dumbfounded, totally shook that this random powerful girl knew his name. No way. How did you even know that? Bai Shu's face lit up like she just hit the jackpot. Is that for real? She yelled it on purpose, aiming at the shadow behind the gate. Nana! Hey teacher, are you hearing this? The guy's actual name is Lan Xuanyu. Nana's voice instantly echoed from the void. Lan Xuanyu. It is you. It hit him like a massive wave of nostalgia. His brain struggled to place the sound, but it only took a second to recognize his favorite mentor. Teach, where the heck are you? Nana sounded completely mind-blown. I cannot believe it is you. Talk about a crazy twist of fate. I am at Heaven Dou Planet right now, and Bai Shu is actually my student. Lan Xuanyu's eyes instantly welled up with tears. Wait, seriously, can you just cross over to my side? I have missed you so freaking much, but Nana shut that idea down in a heartbeat. No can do, kiddo. This summoning portal is sketchy at best. If my power crosses over, it will rip the spatial fabric to shreds. Total disaster. Before you could even argue, the rift slammed shut, leaving him totally crushed. Wait, what? But there was zero time to mope. Lu Feng spotted the hellish lava hounds charging in. Heads up, man. These mutts are making their move. Bai Shu totally got why he was zoning out. She stepped up with a smirk. Keep chatting. We will trash these furballs. Lu Feng clenched his fists, pumped by the insane energy in his veins. These bizarre spirit vines wrapping around him were basically feeding him infinite buffs. Man, this power spike is ridiculously awesome. Lan Xuanyu flexed his arms, sending his blue-silver grass shooting out like whips. He strapped down both his boys, turbocharging their stats. Meanwhile, Nana's voice kept bleeding through the fading portal. Listen up, Lan Xuanyu. The fact you just yanked by Shu through space is super weird. I need you to be my test subject for some experiments. Deal? Qianlei, who had zero clue what was happening, just threw up a thumbs up. Heck yeah, we are down. I want to figure out this crazy glitch. Nana's instructor mode instantly activated from the void. All right, squad, here is the drill. Run the summoning sequence once every 15 minutes. And just like that, Nana's hardcore spatial bootcamp kicked off. The trio spammed the Beast Arena matchmaking over and over again, just so Lan Xuanyu and Qian Lei could tag team and yank the girl across the galaxy. Nana hyped the boys up like a boss. Sick run. Now do it again. They completely wrecked the arena monsters. Log out and reset. Qian Lei flicked his fat copper coin like a street hustler. Open up, you stupid dimensional doorway. Boom, another summon. But after spamming this glitch over a dozen times, she laid flat on the floor, looking like an absolute zombie. Dude, my brain is actual mush. I am tapping out. The guy's spiritual energy pool was hitting rock bottom. Lan Xuanyu took one look and checked in. Teach, my boy's mana bar is totally wiped out. He's done. Honestly, she did not even sweat it or throw a fit. Cool. We will call it a day then. I have pretty much cracked the code on this glitch. You dragging her over boils down to spatial isotope resonance. Basically, it is like this. Two completely separate realms out in the cosmos, randomly hitting the exact same vibrational frequency. When those wavelengths crash together, boom, massive spatial resonance. That freak accident rips open a shortcut between worlds. And get this, the odds are insanely high that this busted connection was triggered strictly between you and me. Lan Xuanyu pumped his fist, stoked. So if we grind our levels and get super buffed, we can totally teleport you over, right? But Nana brutally burst his bubble. Major bummer, kid, but that is practically a 0% drop rate. Class dismissed. Go touch some grass and recharge. He physically deflated. Bai Shuzu did not hang around for the sad boy hours. All right, I am out of this server. Peace. In a flash of pixels, they were all forcefully booted from the simulation. Lan Xuanyu's eyes snapped open in his pod, sitting bolt upright. Yo, check this out. The devs just dropped a massive new patch. The fat boy had clearly found his next hyperfixation. His annoying but hype voice practically blasted his eardrums. Dude, I am already obsessed with this game. The graphics are straight fire. It was some hardcore mech racing simulator, dripping with sick neon aesthetics and insane bass drops. We are 100% grinding this later. I am not even flexing, but I am basically a god at driving sims. Prepare to eat my virtual dust, losers. Lan Xuanyu just rolled his eyes with a cheeky smirk. Big talk, man. Just do not rage, quit, and cry when I lap you. The squad just busted out laughing at the friendly trash talk. Bring it on, scrub. Fast forward a bit to their cramped dorm room. Xian Lei's stamina bar was officially at absolute zero. The second his face hit the pillow, he was knocked out cold. But Lu Feng was wired on pure adrenaline. Not a single yawn in sight. Yo, Lan Xuanyu, are you crashing yet? Because if you are down, we have got to test that combo mechanic again. That insane stat boost you gave my martial soul, I need to min-max those specs immediately. Lan Xuanyu was not even sweating it, looking fresh as a daisy. I am game. Let us break the system. Lu Feng instantly summoned his legendary white dragon spear, the metal gleaming with lethal intent. Lan Xuanyu played it cool, taking the lead. All right, extend your right arm first. Lu Feng was practically vibrating with hype. Oh man, here it comes. A massive surge of crazy energy ripped through Lu Feng's meridians. This is so utterly broken. My base stats are not just doubled. The raw flow of this aura is literally out of this world. Lan Xuanyu grinned, catching the adrenaline high. Now let us see what the left hand does. Boom! The white dragon's spear suddenly erupted in blinding, freezing light. Lu Feng's jaw practically hit the floor. Bro, is this an ice modifier? Did you seriously just hack my soul to give me a dual element? Lan Xuanyu, you are an absolute monster. Honestly, I barely lifted a finger. Lan Xuanyu scratched his chin, processing the wild data. Maybe our martial souls just have some sick, hidden synergy. Back in the day, my grass only nerfed other people's stats into the ground. Lu Feng stared at his glowing hands, totally geeking out. You literally buffed my attack power to god tier. And you supercharged Qian Lei's gotcha summons. Dude, this means our trio will not be stuck at the trash tier anymore. Lan Xuanyu, it is officially decided. You are the undisputed boss of room 333. From this second on, you call the shots. Lan Xuanyu just blinked, totally lost in the sauce. Wait, what? But Lu Feng was already rambling like a madman with a master plan. Look, our dorm has always been short-staffed and dead last in the rankings. We never even bother electing a captain. But you just totally flipped the script. Everything changes now, bro. Still, this insane double buffing cheat code you have got, we absolutely have to keep it under wraps. Once midterms drop, we are going to blindside those elite snobs with our true power. Room 333 is finally getting its savage comeback arc. Suddenly, out in the hall, Jin Shang started screaming like a busted fire alarm. He is coming. Ji Hongbin is on the move. Get your butts in your seats. The second, a massive, terrifying shadow loomed over the doorway. The entire classroom shut up faster than a muted stream. Lan Xuanyu leaned over, whispering out the side of his mouth to Qianlei. Yo, what class does this guy even teach? Jin Xiang looks like he is about to wet his pants. Qianlei barely moved his lips as he dropped the lore. That is Ji Hongbin. He runs the Spirit Beast Fundamentals class. But dude, seriously, that guy is an actual, literal demon in human flesh. Almost instantly, the so-called Ji Hongbin materialized right at the front desk. Hongbin's voice sliced through the room, targeting the kid who was just trash-talking him. Qianlei, on your feet now. The kid shot straight up like a spring-loaded trap. Good morning, Instructor Ji. Hongbin's face was an absolute block of ice. Repeat your previous statement. Word for word, all the color drained from Qianlei's face. I said, good morning, sir. The instructor narrowed his terrifying eyes. Do not play dumb with me, boy. The sentence before that. The little secret you were just whispering to your neighbor. Qianlei officially glitched out, freezing completely. The poor kid did not even dare to take a breath. His eyes were glued to the floor, absolutely terrified of making eye contact. But trembling like a leaf, he somehow forced the words out of his mouth. I told him you were Ji Hongbin and that you are an actual monster. The second those words dropped, the classroom fell so silent you could hear a pin drop. Hongbin did not even blink, just stood there, glaring a hole through Qianlei's skull. Finally, he sneered. Take a seat, because the kid is absolutely right. As far as you weaklings are concerned, I am the absolute monster. I own your entire morning schedule. After my lecture, you will be subjected to brutal back-to-back testing. And listen up, punks. Nobody eats lunch unless you survive my exams. Honestly, the entire class was totally shook, jaws literally on the floor. And that is exactly how this wild lecture kicked off. Old man Ji Hongbin was dropping major lore about soul beasts. Today's vibe was all about peak-tier monsters and power levels, starting with the basic age classifications. 10-year rings are basic white. 100-year rings flex in yellow. 1,000-year ones glow purple. 10,000-year rings hit different in black. And those legendary 100,000-year rings? Pure, bloody red. Go beyond that and you get that insane orange gold. The first madman to score a million-year ring was the legendary founder of the Tang sect, Tang San himself. Gotta admit, Ji Hongbin's storytelling was actually fire. The second absolute unit to bag a million-year ring? The Spirit Pagoda's big boss, the Spirit Ice Du Luo. Huo Yu Hao. Nobody even knows the true color of a million-year ring. But get this, there's a totally glitched-out ring out there, belonging to the Dragon Emperor Du Luo, Tang Li, a sick green gold ring that only popped up once in history. Next up, the real nightmares, savage beasts. Exhibit A, the beast god himself, the golden-eyed black dragon king, Di Tian. Alright, lore drop over. Hope you paid attention, because it is pop quiz time. The collective panic in the room was honestly hilarious. Ji Hongbin smirked from the podium, eyes scanning the terrified crowd until he locked onto his favorite new target. Xuanyu, you are the new kid, right? Spill the stats on the Snow Empress. Xuanyu did not even sweat it. He stood up, flashing a cocky grin. Easy. The Snow Empress ranks third among the top 10 savage beasts. He did not just spit back textbook facts, bro casually dropped obscure legends flawlessly. When your parents literally study ancient soul beasts for a living, failing was never an option. Ji Hongbin gave a slow nod, keeping it brief. Spot on. You actually give a damn about beast lore. Rare for a kid your age. You pass. Skip class early and beat it. Ducking out of class early? Total win. Xuanyu strutted out, keeping it low-key, half expecting a trap. Wait, am I really allowed to just dip? He heard the next poor soul getting roasted inside. Suddenly, Ji Hongbin didn't seem so bad after all. Okay, maybe he's actually chill. Time to hit the combat sim and grind. Xuanyu synced up and logged straight into the arena. Standing all alone on the battlefield, he started plotting his moves. He'd been dying to try this insane solo run against a pack of magma hounds. How long could he survive without his squad? Time to clear the first wave. He whipped his bandaged arm with perfect rhythm. Sharp ice shards blasted forward in a lethal line as he dropped smoothly to one knee. He slammed his hands down, channeling aura straight into the dirt. A nasty underground shockwave caught those magma hounds totally off guard. Without skipping a beat, he launched into the air, summoning a storm of ice crystals to shred the front line. Meanwhile, he pulled back his other fist, charging up power. Boom! A devastating punch caught a hound in the gut while the rest got sliced up by his ice blades. First wave wiped out in seconds. He smirked, totally vibing with his own combat flow. Sweet, one side down. But the rest were closing in for the kill. He rubbed his chin, a wicked, dangerous grin spreading across his face. I've got a sick idea. He bolted like lightning, dragging the furious pack of hounds right behind him. If his gamer sense was right, the 100-year boss was about to spawn. That big guy loved spamming massive fireballs, his blood was pumping. Let's go. Show yourself. The second those fireballs locked on, he hit a nasty dodge, reading their flight path perfectly. Friendly fire activated. The blast slammed straight into the basic hounds. Xuanyu didn't even lift a finger. He just watched the grunts get roasted by their own boss. He glanced back, totally hyping himself up. Heck yeah. Half the mob is wiped, and their aggro is a mess. But the real problem is that 100-year alpha dog. Gotta snipe the boss first. If they swarm me now, it's game over. This wasn't your average trash mob. That 100-year beast was dripping with raw aura and crazy stats. It kept spamming fireballs like a cheat code. Xuanyu closed the gap to 10 paces. He touched down light as a feather, his focus absolutely dialed in. You're going down first, ugly. Power surged through his veins as he unleashed his aura. A brutal clash of energy followed, and neither backed down an inch. A massive gust of wind slammed the wolf's jaws shut. Its eyes glowed with psychopathic red fury, but Xuanyu was already right in its face. He delivered a savage, bone-crunching strike to its flank, but he wasn't done. He manifested a fist of spiked ice and drove it mercilessly into the wound. He clenched his fist, pushing his limits for a combo attack, blasting the beast point blank with an ice shockwave. He pumped his fist, totally hyped. Got him. I'm actually built different now. My power scaling has gone through the roof, but bagging one boss doesn't mean the raid is over. The survivors are creeping in for round 2. Xuanyu wasn't about to let a little wind make him sloppy. Getting cornered now means instant death. Pick them off one by one and find an opening. He kept his footwork bouncy, hyping himself up. A fireball zoomed at his head, but he hit a clean combat roll to dodge it. The beast instantly spat out a second blast. Xuanyu was panting, his stamina bar blinking red. Crap, my soul power is drained. Can't even use Golden Dragon Strike. Another hound lunged at his blind spot, but he barely twisted away. His eyes narrowed with reckless determination. Fine then, let's go all in. He slammed his palms together, a blinding golden aura erupting as he channeled every last drop of mana. He totally obliterated the hound's snout. The second boss was officially out of the game, but as he vaulted backward, his danger sense went crazy. A massive fireball was dropping from his blind spot. Total panic mode engaged. Damn, I blew all my cooldowns. My body is literally frozen. Is this seriously how I get wiped out? Instead of raging, Xuanyu just let out a cocky little smirk. He crossed his arms, throwing up a desperate guard. Honestly, wiping 2/3 of the mob was a flex. The fireball crashed down, trapping him in an inferno. Blistering heat scorched his skin, threatening to melt him. But that damage actually triggered a totally cracked hidden buff. The mysterious tattoo on his arm suddenly blazed with light, surrounded by roaring flames. He felt an ancient, insane power finally waking up inside him. 1 second, Lan Xuanyu was just zoning out. The next, boom. He got sucked straight into some wild mindscape. A crazy rainbow aura exploded around him, getting so bright it swallowed him in blinding white. His whole consciousness literally warped into a massive, swirling galaxy. All the cosmic energy sucked straight into a blindingly radiant core at the center. Talk about one massive trip. Guess it finally hit max capacity because that light detonated like a supernova. The shockwave blasted into the real world, erupting from his body in a massive ring of destruction. Every single wolf in the arena yeeted out of existence. Poof, gone. Those mutts probably didn't even know what hit them before they got wiped. The energy Xuanyu unleashed was so cracked, the shockwaves literally shook the entire dimension. My guy totally lost control, unleashing a stupidly massive surge of power. Those wolves didn't stand a chance. They got incinerated so bad, there wasn't even a hair left to sweep up. With energy sparking everywhere, the exam system basically just called it quits. Xuanyu blinked a few times, snapping out of his daze only to realize he was already booted back to the waiting lobby. He groggily stared at his hands. So, he actually passed that insane test, but man, his stamina was absolutely flatlined. 0 gas left in the tank. And hold up, since when did he have 2 coins in his fist? 2 whole Duluo coins. Okay, so he legit cleared it. Seriously, the weird stuff just keeps piling up. Like, what the heck was up with that crazy 7-colored light? Suddenly, panic hit him like a truck. Wait a second. His spirit power wasn't regenerating at all. A cold sweat broke out as the terrifying truth slapped him. His power actually dropped. His brain was totally short-circuiting. Like, how is this even possible? This kind of stuff literally never happens. Maybe he just needs to hardcore meditate to get it back to normal. Xuanyu bolted back to his room and hit a lotus pose to cultivate. Total fail, though. Even deep meditation couldn't fix this mess. His spirit power cap was totally nerfed. Panicking, he scrambled under his pillow for the scanner. The screen flickered on and his jaw hit the floor. Rank 13. His mind was blown. Are you kidding? A straight-up downgrade. He worked his butt off to hit rank 14, and now this happens? Cold sweat poured down his back as his anxiety spiked. Okay, chill, man. Just breathe and think. This had to be linked to that insane show from earlier. Was it some weird mutation from smashing his blue-silver grass powers together? He had to know. He sat cross-legged and dove straight back into his mindscape. Didn't they always say that simulation stuff isn't supposed to affect your real body? Whatever. Time to look closer. Deep in his internal galaxy, a purple-blue vortex was aggressively clashing, violently rejecting those two separate energies. Xuanyu felt the tension ease up a bit, but then something totally bizarre caught his eye. He zoomed in on a strange new anomaly floating right inside that raging vortex. Suddenly, this tiny orbit appeared, pulsing with a glitchy, seven-colored light. Super sus. This definitely had to be the fallout from that massive energy collision earlier. His gut said losing a rank wasn't a total disaster, but he was still stumped. Let's be real, the basic teachers at his academy wouldn't know how to fix this glitch. His only shot was asking Teacher Nana, but this was some super classified, top-secret bloodline business. How could he even bring it up without sounding insane? Using the summon gate directly felt way too risky. He had to keep those martial soul secrets on lockdown. Then, a light bulb went off. Oh snap, what about Bai Shushu? She could be his middleman. Plan set. He would just write a letter and let her play messenger. That night, instead of training, he spent forever writing a massive essay of a letter, then booted up the gate to summon her over. When the portal opened, Bai Shushu legit thought he was handing her a cringy love letter. Plot twist, he just awkwardly begged her to be a mailman for Teacher Nana. Thanks a million, he told her. Fast forward 3 agonizing days, and Nana's reply finally arrived. Get this, she didn't even write back. She literally sent him a whole voice memo. In her message, she casually dropped a bomb. What he described was likely a self-martial soul fusion skill, starting to trigger. Man, she really is a god-tier teacher, diagnosing his insane power-up in 2 seconds flat. She explained his body was basically a war zone for 2 conflicting energies. To survive this mess, he had to crush that conflict and force those 2 powers to become best friends and fuse. Her diagnosis was spot on. That annoying drop in his spirit power rank was just a side effect of his martial souls mutating during the fusion process. Nana theorized that the freaky 7-colored light was actually buffing the compatibility between his twin energies. Translation, his powers were already merging into something totally epic. Hearing that, Xuanyu practically bounced off the walls with hype. This wasn't a nerf, it was a massive win. With his anxiety cured, Lan Xuanyu went full try-hard mode, grinding out his studies and cultivation like an absolute beast. Over the next few weeks, anytime he wasn't in class, Lan Xuanyu and his 2 roommates were sweating through intense private training. Naturally, our guy leveled up to become the undisputed boss of their trio. One grueling month later, he finally grinded his spirit power back to rank 14. Gripping the scanner, he felt like his future was suddenly blindingly bright again. The rest of the elite class was sweating buckets, too. You could literally see the stress eating away at their faces. It was survival of the fittest, and nobody wanted to be the loser packing their bags. Midterms finally dropped like a nuke. These scores would brand their reputations forever. Surprisingly, Lu Feng and Chen Lei strutted in looking stupidly confident, radiating pure swagger. Let's roll, boys. Time for dorm room 333 to show this class who's boss. Xuanyu gave a hype nod, itching to see the chaos they were about to unleash. The midterm was a 3-part gauntlet written exams, physical stats, and a hardcore squad-based combat test. For massive nerds like Lan Xuanyu and Qian Lei, the written part was a free win. Next up was the physical check. The proctor explained the torture they were about to face. It was split into 4 hardcore categories: strength, speed, spiritual power, and spirit power output. Right next to her sat this intimidating, massive machine. Basically, it had these 2 heavy metal walls that would slowly crush inward like a literal trash compactor. Their goal was to act like absolute tanks and stop those massive plates from squishing them flat for as long as possible. Some random guy went first, but he gassed out and collapsed almost instantly. The teacher stared at her tablet, totally unamused. 33 seconds. Weak. Meanwhile, Lu Qiansun flexed on everyone, setting a top score of 2 minutes and 35 seconds. What a tryhard. Then Yi Lingdong tapped into her heavenly dipper dragon martial soul. She clocked in at 1 minute and 57 seconds, dominating the leaderboard. Then there was Qian Lei. 17 seconds. Dude literally placed dead last. Like, bro, seriously. Way too soon, it was our boy's turn on the chopping block. Next up, Lan Xuanyu. The second the buzzer screamed, Xuanyu stepped up and slammed his hands against the cold metal. His face was locked in pure, stubborn determination. He refused to be average. His grip tightened as his aura flared. The clock kept ticking, turning seconds into agonizing minutes as the pressure from the walls reached insane levels. When he blew past the 90-second mark, even the strict proctor dropped her jaw. How the heck was he surviving this long? I mean, come on, he's just a squishy control-type soul master. Sure enough, the strain finally hit, and Xuanyu's body started shaking violently. His small frame wasn't built to tank this kind of brutal force forever. His roommates were having heart attacks on the sidelines. Push through, dude. But those relentless walls kept grinding closer. Qianlei totally lost his chill and screamed. The walls are closing in. Is he gonna get squished? The teacher actually nodded with real respect. He already flexed way beyond expectations, but for Lan Xuanyu, no way. The heavier the pressure crushed down, the harder his hidden power begged to break free. Fire roared in his gut. No way he was quitting. He shoved back, forcing that massive wall right back where it started. The instructor flipped out, yelling that the metal wall had reset. You never see this happen. It was not about muscle anymore, it was heart. Lan Xuanyu's eyes flashed with a wild, intense light. This was pure willpower on display. His squad was screaming their heads off, hyping him up. Keep it going, Xu Yu. Chinsun scowled, finally taking him seriously. The rest of the class was terrified. Like, is this dude really still standing? Absolute beast energy. Finally, the examiner had to call it. All right, that is enough. Stop right there, kid. Xu Yu stumbled out of the testing zone, soaked in sweat but looking like a total boss. She gave him a soft smile. You did great. Killer willpower. But pushing too hard will just break you. You have to learn when to chill and step back. Got it. He gave a quick nod. Loud and clear. Teach. Thanks. Then the system blasted his score. Lan Xuanyu lasted 4 whole minutes. 10 perfect points plus 1 extra credit. But man, going all out totally tanked his stamina. He only scored a 7 in speed, and his power exam was a joke 4.5 points. Literally bottom of the class. But his spiritual power, boom. Another perfect 10 with extra credit. So, Lan Xuanyu landed 13th overall, rocking 31.5 points and 2 pluses. Lu Feng was dragged to 29th with 26.5 points. And dead last at number 30, Qianlei, scraped by with 25 points and 1 plus. His roommates looked like deflated balloons. Even combined, their scores were still eating dust at the bottom. Then, the head instructor stepped up to the mic. Listen up, newbies. Pay attention. Besides the basic stats on the board, the Academy decided something else. Those extra credit pluses you earned? Yeah, they actually matter for your final grade. Here is the real cheat code. The squad with the most pluses gets total immunity from getting kicked out this term, and the team carrying the most extra credit is wait for it. The boys could not believe their ears when their name dropped. Team 333, 4 pluses in the bag. Give it up for them. The whole class instantly exploded into a massive uproar. What the heck? That is the trash tier team. How did those losers score 4 pluses when they were practically begging for expulsion? Jin Shang totally lost his cool, pointing a finger right at them. Yo, teach. That is unfair. Their combat power is utter garbage. Why are they getting VIP treatment? The instructor just hit him with a deadpan glare. It is an academy rule, kid. If you are salty, go cry to the principal. Before dropping the mic, the instructor threw one last bomb. Oh, and by the way, whoever dominates this afternoon's combat exam also gets total immunity. Qianlei burst out laughing, totally hyped. Bro, we are literally invincible now. Lu Feng shoved his shoulder hard. Yo, shut up. That is when the guys noticed the entire class glaring daggers at them. Lan Xuanyu? He did not even care. He goes to the haters. Whatever, let us go grab some grub. The trio swaggered out before anyone else moved. Jin Shang was practically foaming at the mouth with rage. You little punks, just wait for the combat test. I am going to wipe the floor with you. Half the class was already plotting their brutal revenge. Fast forward to the combat arena. All the trainees were lined up in strict formation. You could cut the tension with a knife while they waited for the drop. Listen up. The real combat survival test starts now, and it is a massive free-for-all. Mu Zhangtian stood center stage, glasses on and looking deadly serious. He started laying down the hardcore rules for the labyrinth bloodbath. You are dropping into a massive maze. The mission is simple. Crush every squad that crosses your path. Get wiped out early, and your score is going to be straight garbage. Lan Xuanyu strutted forward and strapped into the simulation pod. He looked way too chill, like he had done this a million times before. Zhang Qian's voice blasted through the speakers. The ultimate survivors snagged 10 extra pluses. That means total immunity for the entire semester. Lan Xuanyu's brain went into overdrive, mapping out a strategy. A labyrinth? Never seen this terrain. It is a battle royale in a giant maze. Sick. The system booted up, throwing digital light everywhere like a portal to another dimension. As they materialized, Xuanyu checked the comms. Welcome to the maze, boys. We are in. Qianlei scoped the area. Man, this looks exactly like the video games I play. But Xuanyu was not having it. One wrong turn and we are ghosts in here. Lu Feng spun his spear. What is the plan? Xuanyu smirked, going into commander mode. Think about it. Every sweat in our class just dropped in. They're going to be spamming attacks and burning out their soul power on each other. Fighting everyone is a total rookie mistake. We need to camp and go stealth. The fewer brawls we get into, the higher our chances of clutching the win. The guys stared at him like he was crazy. Camp? Bro, are you serious? Before they could argue, Qianlei shrieked. Yo, what the heck is that? Looming from the shadows was a massive stone golem, its eyes burning with a toxic blue glow. Is this a map spawn? Qianlei was vibrating with panic. It has aggro on us. Xuanyu, do I need to summon right now? Xuanyu shot him down. Chill out. You are our ultimate trump card. We have to save your mana and lay low. We cannot afford to draw other squads here. Lu Feng, pull its aggro and figure out the patterns. Lu Feng grinned, already dashing forward. Say less, I have got this. The golem swung its massive battle axe, slamming the ground and shattering the earth like glass. Shrapnel exploded everywhere, but Liu Feng did not even blink. Check this out, he yelled, dodging the blast and countering with a fast strike to the monster's arm. Lu Feng quickly ran the numbers. Its hitbox is huge and the speed is garbage. The armor is thick, though. It is just a trash mob meant to waste our time. Xuanyu cracked his knuckles, a fiery grit burning in his eyes. Let us nuke this thing with everything we have got. He slapped a glowing hand on Lu Feng's shoulder. Lu Feng swung that silver spear like a madman. As the golem charged, they both let out a roar and collided head-on. A massive shockwave shook the whole cave. Their combos were totally synced up. They moved like straight-up legends while that spear carved a bright arc through the air. Xuanyu suddenly exploded with a crazy golden aura. They were absolutely radiating main character energy. Hit by that insane burst damage, the rock monster literally turned to dust in a few seconds. Lu Feng and Xuanyu shared a look and flashed a double thumbs up. Pure domination. Qianlei just stood there on the sidelines, completely losing his mind. Man, you guys are absolutely busted. Not a single scratch on you. I found a sick cave nearby while you were flexing. So, what is the play? A devious little smirk spread across Zhuo Yinyu's face. Oh, I have got a totally broken strategy for this. He sat right on the golem's remains, grinning like a troll. We literally do nothing. We are going to camp right here and go away from keyboard. The squad stared into the dark cave, feeling a massive rush of adrenaline. This is the most toxic, genius play I have ever heard. Qianlei was still sweating though. Wait, does this just make us look like total cowards? Lan Xuanyu leaned back against the stone wall, looking totally offended. Cowards? Bro, that is a loser mindset. I call this elite energy conservation. His eyes pierced the dark, planning their win like a mastermind. Then, he laid out the whole endgame. We let the tryhards exhaust themselves and burn all their cooldowns. Then, we swoop in and snatch the win. Qianlei's jaw hit the floor. Damn, Xuanyu, I did not know you were so savage. Xuanyu did not blink. I am not savage, bro. It is called having a massive brain. Meanwhile, over at the Academy observation deck, Mu Zhongtian had been glued to the feed. His mind was blown by what he saw. Their clear speed on that golem was ridiculously fast. Since when was Lu Feng's burst damage that high? Suddenly, a deep voice filled the room. Not bad at all. The vice principal of Tianlu Academy and big boss of the elite class, Yin Tianfan, was smirking with total approval. A flawless combo. But Ji Hongbin, standing right next to him, pointed at the monitor to drop some truth. Man, that last group was total trash. The real MVPs are right here. Tianfan stared at the screen, totally shook. The monitor flashed, showing Lan Xuanyu's squad literally camping behind a giant statue. He flashed a cocky smirk. Come on, tell me. What makes these little campers so special? Hongbin just gave him a serious side-eye. Sharp instincts, zero hesitation, and actually adapting. They are surviving this entire exam using pure brain power. Tianfeng gave a fake, polite little nod. Fine then, let us see if these big brains can actually win. Hongbin shot him a highly suspicious glare. Do not play dumb. They totally swiped your toxic play style, did they not? Yin Tianfen blinked, acting all innocent. Bro, what do you even mean? Hongbin was not letting him off the hook. You sly fox. Stop capping. I know you see yourself in them. Suddenly, someone interrupted, sounding totally flustered. Shut your mouth. Hongbin just patted his shoulder like a therapist. I get it, man. You still cannot let the past go, right? Yin Tianfan looked down, his vibe turning dark. How could I ever just let it go? You have no clue what I sacrificed to crawl back. Too bad I pissed off the wrong people. Now I am locked out forever. Hongbin pointed a finger. You call that just pissing them off? Yin Tianfan held up a hand, cutting him off. Enough. A real legend does not dwell on old beef. Right now, his eyes blaze with defiance. If they will not let me back in, I will just turn this academy upside down. I will make them choke on their own regrets. Then, he pointed straight at the monitor, right at Lan Xuanyu's smug face. This kid is absolutely sick. What is his name? Mujang Tian stepped up. Vice Principal, that is Lan Xuanyu. Tian Fan rested his chin on his hand, grinning like an absolute villain. Perfect. When this stupid exam is over, tell the kid to come see me. Hongbin started panicking. You toxic fox, do not corrupt the students. Tian Fan just acted innocent. Me? Corrupting students? I am the most wholesome guy alive. Hongbin just cringed, totally speechless. Back with Xuanyu's squad, Qianlei pressed his ear to the wall like a radar. Yo, I hear fighting. Sounds close. Should we go third party them? Xuanyu just told him to relax. Chill, bro. We have all the time in the world. How are you so calm? Xuanyu smirked, explaining his big brain play. Why sweat it? We are already safe from failing. If we camp longer, first place becomes stupidly easy. Since we are not failing, why not go for the top rank? It is literally just basic math, guys. Qianlei and Lu Feng looked at each other. Massive, greedy grins hit their faces. Lan Xuanyu gave the slacker command. Just vibe for a bit. We will sweep the trash when they are all low on health. In some dusty corner, the class rep's sweaty squad was rushing hard. Lu Qiansun and Yi Ling Dong were sprinting like their lives depended on it, looking stressed. Chang Jianyi finally hit the brakes. Hey boss, should we pause and heal up? Yi Ling Dong flexed, acting totally tough. We barely used any mana in that last fight. Chang Jianyi scanned the creepy shadows, his voice trembling. Bro, this maze is sketchy as hell. We have zero vision on what is ahead. If we run into a big squad, we could get ganked and wiped out. Let us just camp for a second. We can counter anything that jumps us. Lucci and Sun nodded, buying the logic. Fair point. Listen to Jian Ye. We are taking that championship crown, no matter what. Suddenly, Yi Ling Ding spotted something suspicious. She pointed straight ahead. Yo, look at that pile of rocks. It is a total dead end. Staring at the massive rubble blocking the path, the three stepped closer. Let us push through. Inside his hiding spot, Lan Xuanyu was mentally screaming. Recognizing those try-hard voices instantly, he cursed his luck. We literally just sat down and the most overpowered team in class finds us. Qianlei and Li Fang locked eyes. Total panic mode. What now? Boom. Lan Xuanyu's palms flared with a blinding, intense light. He threw his hands up. The neon glow of his blue-silver grass wrapped around him like sick armor. Stealth is cancelled, boys. Qianlei and Lu Feng instantly popped their buffs. Their eyes went dead serious. Looks like a brawl. The whole cave went silent. Both sides sweating, waiting for the first hit. Then, crack. A random portal ripped open, spewing gravity energy. Tian Sun locked onto the glitch. Wait, I am reading an insane mana spike. From inside the portal, an annoyed girl's voice yelled out, I do not have time for this. Xuanyu basically face-palmed into another dimension. Bai Shuxiu literally just left him on read. His genius 4 versus 3 master plan just tanked into a brutal 2 versus 3 handicap. Tian Sun spotted them instantly. Enemy ambush. No hesitation. He popped his golden Lion King martial soul. His entire body exploded into a blinding golden supernova. Lu Feng caught the aggro, his soul power flaring up like crazy. Quick as a glitch, Xuanyu grabbed his wrist. He spun and literally threw Lu Feng straight over the rock barricade. Right then, Tian Sun rushed in with meteor punches. Xuanyu read his aggro perfectly and threw a massive counterpunch. Boom! They crashed right into the stone barricade. Shrapnel and dust exploded everywhere like a frag grenade. Riding the shockwave, Lu Feng zipped through the air like a speed hacker to gank the support. Jianyi panicked, his mind lagging behind that insane velocity. Just as the spear tip locked onto his face, he panic-spammed a magic shield around himself. The blade was literally millimeters from his eyes when a shadow clone violently split from his body. Slash. The spear shredded the shadow, totally missing the real Jianyi. Lu Feng was shook, his brain short-circuiting. Bro, he dodged a critical hit. What kind of broken soul skill is that? Not backing down, he queued up another furious attack to force him out. Meanwhile, Xuanyu and Tian Sun were brawling in the rubble, but Tian Sun still had eyes on his teammate. Jianyi is taking critical damage. Zero hesitation. Tian Sun instantly dropped his ultimate first skill, the Golden Lion Roar. A massive sonic boom nuked the cave. There was literally nowhere to hide from this broken attack, and Xuanyu was standing right in the kill zone. He tanked the entire shockwave straight to the face. Absolutely no time to dodge. He ate the full, devastating force of the blast. Ling Dong finally got a clear look through the dust. She clicked her tongue in disgust. Ugh, just their trash squad. Tian Sun was secretly fuming. I burned my Golden Lion Roar on these losers. What a total waste of mana. He barked at his team to rush them down. Ling Dong dashed in. Tian Sun stepped up to finish off Xuanyu, who was basically stun-locked. Ling Dong moved to delete Lu Feng, whose aura was completely glitched out. But nobody noticed the wild plot twist. An arm just shot out of the portals Xuanyu opened earlier. A beam of light compressed into a lethal orb. Bai Shu literally stepped out of the warp gate like a boss, but Xuanyu was still severely debuffed. It felt like a flashbang had gone off inside his actual bones. The epic frost sigils on his arm started glowing neon bright. The explosion in his mental space was going completely out of control. When his eyelids snapped open, his irises had mutated into a piercing, primal amber. Bai Shu froze, staring at Xuanyu's insane glitch. Out of nowhere, his body erupted with a monstrous, game-breaking aura. Lan Xuanyu was literally biting down hard, pushing through the insane agony tearing up his meridians. But the second he looked up, his whole vibe completely flipped. Blinding light suddenly spilled from his mouth, and Bai Shu instantly knew the crazy move he was about to drop. A massive roar ripped through the air, way more savage than any lion. The golden dragon energy was off the charts, flexing a power level we have never even seen before. The shockwave shattered the teleportation gate. Every single person there got totally crushed under that epic dragon roar. Then a blinding flash of light slammed into everything. Ling Dong was getting ready to finish her target, completely clueless that she was in the blast zone. The shockwave sent her flying like a rag doll, nearly busting her eardrums. Lan Xuanyu had literally burned through all his energy, and his crazy glowing eyes finally faded back to normal. But man, his body was totally tapped out, and he straight up collapsed. As rubble rained down, time just seemed to freeze for a hot second. Catching the residual buff from that dragon roar, Lu Feng felt an insane surge of power. His whole body exploded with a crazy, totally unpredictable battle aura. He let out a wild shout, releasing all the pent-up energy raging inside him. Next thing you know, he moved so fast, he was a blur. He blitzed the enemy squad, throwing down lethal strikes with sick footwork. Tian Sun and his squad got hit in their weak spots, turning into flashes of white light. Instantly eliminated, Lu Feng just stood there, totally mind-blown by his own massive power-up. He actually wiped them out. His white dragon spear was seriously overpowered. With his hearing dialed up, he caught the sound of heavy footsteps. Someone was coming. Reality hit Lu Feng like a truck. Those roars put a massive target on their backs. With Lan Xuanyu out of juice, there was no way they could fight again. Without thinking twice, Lu Feng hoisted his bro onto his shoulder and yelled, "Qian Lei, get off your butt, we gotta bounce." The boys booked it, knowing the zone was way too hot. But the second they whipped around the corner, they crashed into another squad rushing their way. Lu Feng instantly clocked them as Jin Shang and his totally annoying crew. Jin Shang froze up for a quick second. Then he realized how perfect his timing was. He smirked like he just won the lottery. Seeing the trio trashed and beat down, it was basically a free kill. Jin Shang made a smug face and barked out his big brain strategy, take them out. But Qian Lei read the room. He faked a massive freak out, screaming his lungs out, "Run for your lives." Like he was running from the Reaper, he yelled that Tian Sun was right behind them.